I don't always listen to sports radio, but when I do, I prefer the Sports Goombahs. Stay loyal, my friends.
Hey, yo, B, I don't want that guy's voice doing our show. Put him in the bathroom. Everybody, welcome to the Sports Goombahs. Rocking the 515 studios, buried deep somewhere outside Philadelphia. I'm Cashy King. I got my chef Brendan B and Mikey Wall. Give us a call or text us 267-563-2893. That's 267-563-2893. Or tweet us at Sports Goombahs. All right, guys. Guess what? Sports Goombahs is brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters, as usual. Give them a call, 215-752-1237, or check them out at www.castlepa.com. Also by GraphFX, the #1 screen printing company in the Delaware Valley, 267-789-5491. Hello, boys.
This week I was ready for you to toss it to me first, who we brought to me by, and where can you find us?
I was ready this time. I better get on my game.
Anyway, I wrote that stuff all down. Smoothed it right out, though.
And you can follow us and tweet us at Sports Goombahs on Twitter.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll say it.
I did say that. I said tweet us at Sports Goombahs.
I know.
All right, whatever. This is the Thanksgiving edition of Sports Goombahs, and, a little later on in the show, we'll be quite thankful for something. Not sure quite what it is. It wasn't yesterday's NFL performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, we're going to get this right out of the way because there's not a whole lot to talk about anymore. I mean, the disgrace of that team and the disappointment of how things have turned out there, I don't even know what to say anymore. I was a Chip guy. Actually, we started off when Chip Kelly came to town. I wasn't a Chip guy. I didn't like the idea of the college situation coming this way. I wasn't. But then I flipped over to him as I watched him come toward to the NFL. But what has happened has happened. He's been picked apart. His offense is so predictable. It's even predictable to us watching it on TV that we all know what's going to happen. So we know, the other teams know. The players know. The talk is out there from other teams. Everybody knows what they're doing. It's not the end of the Chip road here, but something's got to happen here. This is a bad football team. This isn't even a team that, we can beat this team, the other team. The teams that come in here say, we can beat the Eagles now. Because quite frankly, I don't know, other than maybe Cleveland, I can't think of anybody else who are they worse than? I mean,
I don't know why of all teams Cleveland.
Well, I'm picking.
Tennessee's pretty bad.
Yeah, but Tennessee's at least on the way up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for the most part.
Bad.
Yeah,
San Diego's pretty bad.
Yeah, but like I said, they have the things about those teams you're saying bad. They have players in place right now. If I look at this football team, I'm like, whoa, do we have anybody in place here? Is there one player on this team that's in place? Maybe on the defense. On the offensive side, is there a player you can say that's in place right now for this team for the next 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Sproles.
No. Why are you?
Tell me what.
What is much love for a 34-year-old running back?
Okay, yeah, that's the problem. He's
not in place.
Who's the next guy?
Murray, obviously, is still a top running back.
I don't know. I already got Murray, man. I think this guy, does he want to play? Or is he just out
for
there?
For Chip Kelly, probably, honestly, no, he probably doesn't.
Right. Okay, I'm saying. Okay.
You said in the team. I don't.
What I'm saying is, if you look
the system can be changed. The players are in a little.
Do we have a player? We have players in offense who are in place for the next.
Lane Johnson, yes.
Okay, Lane Johnson. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the talent player.
You're asking the question. I'm answering.
If you look at this team, you say, well, who's going to be here the next couple of years? There's no definitive player on this team you can say is going to be here.
Well, when you look at anyway, who was here last year? Half of them weren't even here last year. So
that wasn't the question last year. Last year we thought we had a team. We were developing a second-year team here of players. They won 10 games last year.
You know what happened? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I think happened. He went out there and tried to make the deal to get his players that he wanted. He couldn't get it for whatever reason. He didn't want to trade away or whatever. If you believe all the stories about him getting his quarterback, and that didn't happen. So it had to be Plan B. This is probably we're on Plan C or D.
I mean, when your playing call is so predictable every week, somebody else on the other team saying, "Hey, we knew what was going on." You don't hear that in the NFL too much.
You don't have anybody on this team that can play. on the offensive side of the ball. There's nobody.
Chip's still to blame for that.
He's to blame for everything.
I'm not saying he isn't.
It starts with the coach.
What I say, honest to God, and this isn't an over exaggeration of a Philly fan, quote unquote. If the same kind of game happens this week on Thursday, you fire him. You got to. Before you even get back to town.
Detroit.
Before you even get back in town, before the plane lands, you fire him. You can't get embarrassed again.
Detroit's on a glory run here. You know what I mean? And they're not a good football team. But a guy like Stafford, could he expose his team maybe if he gets lucky? I mean, I'm worried about that.
Never say never.
If he gets embarrassed on Thanksgiving like he did yesterday, then you're right. You get in, but I don't think Jeff Lurie will do that.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, he's not that. He's not that type of an owner.
I don't see the reason not to, though. I really don't. There's nothing going.
You know what it is when you watch the game, you watch his face. It's not the same face as last year, obviously. When you're not winning, you never have the same face. The players, the movements, just the way
Talking about Chip, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not getting the outcome of last year, but he's still giving the same dickish answers.
Yes, well,
in every
not
press
today.
conference.
Today you got different. The team is unprepared, and most of all, my favorite word, they're not focused. Okay, there's no focus on this team. There's too much laughter. There's too much walking around.
There's no problem with laughter. I have no problem in the world with laughter. You shouldn't be coming in here, angry. You should be having a good time. You're playing a game for a living. My problem is just the fact that they're just not good. They're not good enough, and the team clearly quit. At midway through the third or whatever, midway through the second, whenever it was, they flat out quit. And I think even Chip quit. Granted, the game was completely out of hand. It was 100% over with. Fourth in 2 or 3 from midfield with you punt the ball. Why? What do you have to lose? It's not even if you didn't get it. Tampa's just going to kneel at the end of the game anyway. That's quitting. You quit.
Yeah, sometimes the coach knows when his team's done. He knows. He figures we're not going to win this football game just by the way.
Well, there you go. The fact that your team quit on you, you
he lost his team.
Well, that's a cliche. Lost your team. I mean, you can say that, but players are players. I mean, you always hear that when a team's going bad, it's always the coach losing his team. I just think, like you said, the talent's not there, and if you don't have talent in the NFL, you're going to get exposed.
Yeah, but they are not talented and they quit.
Yeah,
you can't do both.
They come with each other. I mean, you got a wide receiver who can't catch the ball. After a while, he thinks he can't catch the ball, and the defensive backs know he can't catch the ball. So you get played different. It's a whole, and the fact that other teams know what they're doing is worse. I mean, if you know what every play, and we know his swing passes coming out on first down play. I mean, we talk about it every week. The same damn play every week, and it's so exposed where you can see it happen. It's not like he's in a fake. Enough with the fake stuff. Enough with the quarterback rolling to the other side with no ball in his hand. It's a waste of time. And Sanchez is what he is, man. I mean, come on. You like to see him.
He had a really good first half.
Yeah. And then what happened? They figured him out or did something.
No, it's not that.
The play calling changed too.
You don't have anybody to go to.
There
are no receivers. If you had one receiver, it would make somewhat of a difference. But then you got like Sproles, who, like you said, everybody knows but here's the thing: he's like 5'0". I'm taller than Sproles, and I'm short. And you cannot you're supposed to be able to lob balls out there and catch him in the flat for that stuff. He's just not big enough.
It just seems that Sproles gets the ball in his hand. It's always a positive most of the time, except when he runs the ball. Any kind of ball is thrown to him, it's always a positive play.
No, it's not. How many misses were there for him out of the flat?
And before quarter was going already, even the offensive line, no one was playing in the fourth quarter. It was just dragging till the clock was down. That was it. That's what I saw.
That's my biggest problem.
A lot of beefing in the NFL yesterday between players on different teams. Everybody
of players
was going at each other.
Grumpy as the holidays coming.
I don't know about that.
It was an ugly day in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking because I noticed at first I was looking at some of my fantasy scores in my league, and people were putting up like 100 points. I'm like,
I won with 84.
Yeah, and usually people are scoring like 150. So then I started looking at the actual game scores. I'm like, 13, 18, 16, 13, 17, 15.
Definitely under day yesterday.
I'm like, ugh. Yep. It was an ugly day.
It was matchups, that's and look at like David Carr, a rotten day, man.
Derek had a worse.
Derek Carr, Derek Carr. Can't get names wrong when Mikey's sitting next to me.
God forbid.
It's like a book next to me.
God forbid we provide accurate information.
David Carr, didn't he play drums for Kiss?
No, he was the other quarterback for Houston, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. You got that one right. See, I didn't correct you. If you were wrong, I would have corrected you.
I said it slow. I said used.
I'm like the spell check on a computer. I'm the fact check here. You can't get it by me. I'll correct you.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't, to sit back. It's unbelievable that this entire season, there's not one game you can sit. Maybe one game. The end of the Dallas game was exciting, but to sit back and watch this shit, man, it's tough. It's brutal. You set up at 12 o'clock. I'm making the turkey in my house. I got 2 turkeys going for the family. This is my 3rd shot at Thanksgiving dinner in this family. Now, the first 2 I did 15 years ago and 2 years ago were pretty good. Smooth. Turkey came out nice. Watched the football. This time, Eagles were on at 12 o'clock, so they won't interfere with the actual. Well, they might have put the turkey in at 12, maybe at 10, maybe sooner. What do you think, Dave? Last year, what happened? 2 years ago, what happened is,
but then 10.
My mother walks in. She goes, "I don't smell turkey." I said, "It's cooking. It's been in there for 4 or 5 hours. It ain't hot enough. Something's wrong in there. I didn't have it turned up or nothing. You had to come in there and tune the thing up."
Oh gosh,
I didn't know what I know. I'm a saute guy.
I can tell you're not.
I don't bake. I like to saute. That kind of that I can do. This waiting for stuff to cook is not my bag. Anyway, tomorrow, I'm on Thursday, Wednesday night I'm preparing. Thursday we put it together. Told the family come over. 4:30 unless you want to watch that crap with me while I'm cooking. If not, come over 4:30 when the food's ready. I don't know who the middle game is. Dallas and
Carolina.
That'll be a good football game. Hope Carolina kicks their ass because everybody thinks now Dallas wins a football game. They're talking Super Bowl over there again. All of a sudden, Tony Romo's back.
I saw a couple of things on social media.
Yeah.
It's just like, we got our quarterback back. We're back, baby.
That's unreal.
Like you're 3-7.
It's 3-7. You can think about
you
playoffs.
need to win out to go
Right.
9-7. Like
and
relax.
And Carolina looks solid, man.
And they still play Carolina. They still play Green Bay.
Yeah.
Like, relax a little bit.
I mean, you watch Carolina. I mean, that's a solid football team right now in all facets.
Yeah,
the quarterback's the MVP right now. Him and Brady, I guess.
No, he's not remotely the MVP.
Who? No?
Cam Newton. No.
NFC Player of the Year so far.
Because of the way the voting goes. Yeah, of course he'll be up there because they're undefeated and they can't give it to the defense.
You got to give it to Brady. If you take Brady off the Patriots, they don't win a game.
But I'm saying, if you actually look at numbers and look at overall gameplay, Cam Newton's not even a top 10.
But is it that way? I mean, is MVP numbers, or is that the most valuable player for because of what they did for the team? I'm not sure how they do it because NFL has several different.
They say because it's MVP, quote unquote, he'll be in the top.
Right.
Yeah, but he said it's the guy playing.
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, obviously now if he does it without my boy, man, forget about it.
Granted, yesterday, we talk about how little of the weapons the Eagles have. The Panthers, they have a running back. Other than that, they have a tight end.
Right.
Their receivers, as a whole, are probably worse than Eagles.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but they, when you have a quarterback who can read, and move and find the open man,
and a coach who's not a complete moron.
Yeah, I don't go into moron status. I don't know what it's. I like Chip. I liked Chip. I liked what he did the first year. He surprised me.
That first year feels
a long time ago. And the second season, he started out good and things fell apart. And it seems like, pretty much it's fallen apart. Since then, it hasn't changed, really, except for preseason. It was the only time we saw different kind of football than we're seeing now. We're seeing the same play that we saw at the end of last year.
We were.
Yeah, me too. I was full back and forth. I flip-flopped twice.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who's saying, I saw this coming, you didn't see this coming. No. We were all fooled. Everybody.
First season, you were thinking 2 years away from the Super Bowl.
Playoffs were easy. You weren't even worried about that. You were thinking, honestly, God, Super Bowl.
Here's what I'm looking at right now. As I think about going forward, say they don't win, I look at their schedule and I can see them not winning another game. They don't win this. They don't win the Thanksgiving Day game. The Giant game is the only one I can see. Maybe they could pull off. I don't know. The Patriots ain't gonna happen.
They still play the Redskins.
I don't know. Redskins they're not a dumpy football team.
Yeah, you can see a Giants win and not see a Redskins win.
Well, because you know what it is? It's the Giants and the Eagles. It really doesn't matter where you're at in football at the time. It's just that one of those type games.
I don't know. He was playing receiver for the Eagles. Hands team over here.
Anyway, train of thought just got shot.
Sorry.
Them winning another game. But here's the thing: if they don't win a game and they go into next year, and I don't see does he draft a quarterback and build with another? Does he have enough time with the Eagles to build again?
He won't draft a quarterback because of that reason.
Right. But if he doesn't, where does he go? Does he have to get
also
a free
doesn't
agent?
help that there really isn't any quarterbacks out there.
Right. I don't want to hear Kaepernick again. That's what you hear. He'll get Kaepernick next year and he'll start from there. I'm like, well, can Kaepernick throw? I mean, is there another quarterback in this league who doesn't look his receivers straight on?
At this point, is there anybody out there right away that you can pick up that would be a better fill?
No,
there isn't.
No. Well, I don't know. I say it, but I don't know. I don't know what the free agency looks like.
We could always just straight another second round pick. Yeah. Why not? why not just completely, sacrifice the future for a quarterback who you have no idea if they're going to.
But what I'm saying here is he needs a quarterback. He needs wide receiver. So when you look at the plan here, it's it's tough to get it all in one draft. So you look at 1 year, 2 years. If the things go as bad as they look like they're going, he needs to rebuild. So he needs another 3-year run here. And as a coach, does he get 3 years run? I don't care if he's general manager. Now, does Jeff Lurie give him another 3-year run to rebuild a second time when he was unsuccessful?
No, you wouldn't give another 3 years.
I don't think Chip would stay around.
At this rate, no, you wouldn't. But at the same time, we've seen that Jeffrey Lurie has no problem opening up the checkbook.
Right.
He'll go out there and get free agents. So that scares me a little, actually.
Here's the worst part. If let's just say Chip does go, you got to lure another coach who's going to come in there and see what he's got to work with.
It's still a top job, though.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Philadelphia's a top job.
So
but
it would have no issues.
Well, you would have an issue with who you want. It depends on who you want.
You would pretty much have your choice.
I don't know about that. I don't know about if
people who are eligible. Obviously, you can't say, okay, we want John Gruden or we want Nick Saban because they're probably not available. Right,
but if you're coming in here, you got to number one, you got to make sure if you're a new coach, you're going to come in here with a low draft pick. A high draft pick for a quarterback or something. You don't want to come here and take what they have as quarterback and have to work. Can you imagine coming in next year as the Eagles' new coach? We're working with this quarterback crew.
No, you won't.
You won't. You can't. You're not going to get the right guy to come in with it.
Because he's not.
But if you say they fire a coach, let's just say they fire him Thursday.
Yeah.
They Deuce or somebody takes over the team for a while. Then it's what be who else?
It just sounds
seems funny. Like Deuce is making calls.
Well, it wouldn't be Deuce,
but he's putting the running backs in every day. He's got the running play control.
Because he can cycle 3 running backs in and out. He's now in control team.
Maybe who knows? Well,
he wouldn't know. That's not even close.
Would you put Billy Davis? You put him in because his defense is the only thing playing.
Yeah, you'd put who's the
offensive coordinator.
He used to be head coach, right? I don't even.
Shermer? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shermer. Okay. Shermer's got.
I don't know. Actually, I forgot it was Shermer. But
I think he's a.
But yeah, he'd have a better shot than anybody else.
Yeah. So if they did, and then you have a new coach in be cast next 3 years, man. Take 3 years to rebuild this team to get it right. Because if you look at what they have now on offense, there's no talent.
Yeah, he was. He was the head coach of the Browns. Yeah, I'm not stupid.
What, recently or
11 and 12?
Okay, that's
sure. So yeah,
he knows how to do it. Yeah,
he's head coaching. He's
got a pedigree. He's got a coaching pedigree way back. I think he's been with a couple of Super Bowl teams as an assistant. That's how he got the Cleveland thing, wasn't he?
He was the Rams offensive coordinator, but it was after they were good, though.
Before
he's with the Eagles again, so no, he is. Yeah. So yes, technically, he has one appearance.
Oh, he was with the Eagles when they were the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he was with the Eagles since '99, actually.
Shermer just sounds like a name that's been around my whole life in the coaching.
Probably has been. No.
Yeah. Wasn't that with the Patriots at all? Never.
No.
That
he was strictly Eagles, Rams, Browns, back to the Eagles. But that being said, like I said, it's just
a sad deal.
Like I said, if this again, I'm not a diehard Eagles fan. I'm not. I've never even claimed to be. So obviously, as soon as the game was over, I changed channel and I went along with my day. If I was, I would literally be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed to show my face.
Were you embarrassed enough to put a bag over your head, a plastic bag over your head? I got as I turned it on.
I'm surprised you waited this long.
Were people doing it?
Oh, he didn't know.
The Gov did it.
Oh,
he put.
I don't watch that.
But he didn't put a paper bag over it. He put a plastic.
You should have tied it.
He did tie it.
Good.
And everybody was tweeting it, and even in a couple others, they were saying,
"No, see, I don't watch that garbage.
You can't show that on TV. This is the former mayor, the Democratic leader, and he's got a shopping bag. I mean, one of those little plastic
giant, I get the plastic.
Not even giant, man. It was like what just fit around his big head. And he's sitting on there. Okay, I'm a man of the people, and I came in this show because I'm the man of the people, and this is what I think. And there he is with a bag. A man of his stature. Well, I used to be of his stature. Now he's totally shot. Probably shot on that show anyway. But to put a plastic bag over your head, like a plastic bag, which is healthy, it's not very healthy. You got kids watching this thing. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. Especially plastic. You want to be like
somebody should have came behind him and tied it tighter.
Yeah, if you want to be like the Aints of the 70s when the New Orleans Saints used to put cut a hole and put the mask on and stuff like that. He cut a hole in a plastic, Acme
paper bag.
Yeah,
a paper bag, not a plastic.
Right. Unreal. Unbelievable. That's that show. And of course, the barkers on that thing, they're just screaming and yelling, but it's funny, the local guys, well, you still have a chance at the playoffs. What do you want? Playoffs.
Everybody has a chance in the playoffs. Literally everybody at this point.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's
the whole NFC East has a chance right now still.
Yeah. Ask any Cowboys fan because we them boys again.
Yeah. One win, 1 touchdown pass. What kind of day did he have? What did he have? He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, right?
Romo?
Yeah, it's a Romo day.
He was solid.
Yeah.
It's an average Romo day.
Yeah. Let's go to the phones. Sports Goombahs, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, man? I want to talk about the Eagles.
The Eagles, huh?
Yeah. I think you ever watch Seth Joyner? I think he's the man. They ought to bring him in as a defensive coordinator.
What guy is that?
Seth Joyner.
Seth Joyner, yeah.
He tells it like it is. You ever listen to him on Comcast?
Yeah, he's a hard-nosed
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
He calls everybody out, and I think they ought to bring him in as a defensive coordinator because Billy Davis don't have a clue.
Yeah, he even said that and it's funny because he said today, he's like, you know, he did like that laughing and joking that was going on the field during the timeouts. You know, so we've never done that in the Ryan year, especially when we were losing. Yeah, we're here.
And he said that, they didn't even blitz Winston once yesterday. You got to knock that rookie quarterback around a little. They didn't sack him once.
Yeah, they got embarrassed by a rookie quarterback. That's for 5 touchdowns. That was awful. It was awful.
I think they were bringing Mark Gold as their offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Does it make a difference right now who they bring in?
I guess it does. I'm talking about the future, though.
Yeah.
I understand that.
The season's, well, we'll see what they have next year. Come on, we're jumping the gun here. Yeah, they win on Thanksgiving and win the next game, and they're tied for first place. Then, and a rotten team like this could actually be tied for first place in a couple weeks. Then what do you do?
I wish they would lose the rest of the season and maybe go out and hopefully, like Roman Catholics Will Fuller will come out. And maybe we could, draft him, get some more deep threats out there.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah. Just lose out. Why? Yeah.
I'd love to see a long bomb on this team. Just one 65-yard pass down the field once. That was like a little bit accurate would be nice.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you guys get back to Harry.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate it.
You got
it. The problem is it's just up. That's all and dandy, but does a team this nowadays? And I think Cashy, you're the one that said it before. Does a team respond to a guy like that on the field anymore? A Seth Joyner type. It's a different age. It's a different age.
If you have
it's a different. I don't see that happening anymore.
No, if you have the right
can't
players.
Call out another player anymore. They take it personal. You're attacking them.
No, it depends on the player. It really depends on who you are. If you have a mentally tough team, I'm pretty. If you call out James Harrison from the Steelers, he's probably going to go and play that much harder. That's what he would want. I feel like.
I think those kind of players are very few and far between in this NFL anymore because you can see it. So they're all hugging, kneeling, they're joking around. It wasn't like that 15 years ago. Still wasn't. And to sit there and I think
now it's definitely everybody's together.
The one thing that Chip did say in his press conference, I said somebody asked him, I think, if he yelled at his players afterward. In this day and age, he did say almost the same exact thing. They're grown men. I can't yell at them.
That's not what every coach takes. Not every coach takes that.
They don't respond to it.
Well,
no, I was listening to something. They said that some reporter sat in with the Patriots for like a whole month of practice or a whole week or something like that, and they said Bill Belichick reams out Brady in practice. If Brady messes up and does something wrong, he reams him out and says, "What the F are you doing? You do that in the game, you're going to kill us." If you can do it to Brady, you can do it to anybody. You can do it to any player in the league. This is none of the more of this buddy stuff. Look, if you want to smile and laugh and have fun, that's fine. Because this is how I am at my job. I'm the most laid back. I mess around all day. But when the game's on, aka when I'm actually doing my work, I take to being yelled at. Like if I'm messing up, I would like to get yelled at and get straightened out. So I don't care if they're adults. I don't care if they're grown men. You yell at them when they're messing up.
That's our hope for the future. Then
it's as simple as that, though. If you're not getting your job done, you need to be reprimanded.
Right.
You can't go up there. Well, I really would appreciate it if you guys would go out there and try hard. I know you're grown men. I don't want to chastise you, but I really like it if you got out there and played better. No, you have to dig in their ass. You got to yell at them.
Yeah, I mean, put the money aside. Forget what they're making. Forget they're millionaires.
But the thing is, but again, it all depends on who it is, the player, and who it is, the coach.
Right.
If Billy, or Pat Shermer or Billy Davis is screaming at these players, honest to God, probably no. They're probably not listening. Yeah. But let's say Seth Joyner, a respected player, let's say James Harrison became a coach, or Ray Lewis was your coach.
Right.
You're probably going to listen to them when they yell at you.
Right.
It depends on who's yelling at you.
Well, San Francisco, what's his name? The old
Singletary.
Singletary had a hard time over it. He was a tyrant over it.
As a head coach, it really doesn't work.
Yeah, no. And he was.
And that's why when you watch those Hard Knock shows, it's the coordinators, the coaches are usually the hard asses,
yes.
And that's what you need. I don't know how the Eagles' position coaches are. I don't know. So they may be doing this for all we know, but That's what you can do. Yeah, if the coach just walk around cursing everybody off, probably doesn't work. If you, like I said, if Bill Check yells at you, you probably deserve to be yelled at. That's the
only one I see with that kind of pedigree now that could actually get away with it and be motivate players by it.
If it's warranted, it's warranted. I don't know. I don't see it happening down in Dallas.
I can only draw comparisons to my business, because in my business there's a lot of chefs that were yellers, and the ones that yelled weren't always the ones that I respected and got stuff done. It was the ones that told me.
Yeah, but if Wolfgang Puck yelled at you, you'd listen because he has a pedigree.
I don't know.
Then you're an asshole.
I don't.
Quite frankly, you're an asshole. Then
I don't know how
good
what
he's doing. You shut up and you listen to him.
I don't know how good Wolfgang Puck is. I only know the ones I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. In general, if a big name comes in here with a respected name in your field, reams you out because you're doing something wrong, you better listen, or else you really are an asshole.
That's right. That's when when top players come to other teams, the veterans come to other teams, they take over the team right away, especially when the team's not doing well. They step into that locker room, especially if they've won at a time or another. You listen to what they have to say, especially if you're a losing organization. If you're not winning and you're talking shit and acting nonchalant like it doesn't matter, well, that's a problem. That's professional sports.
Now, Ray Lewis probably isn't a realistic name because he would never come to the Eagles. It would make sense. Look, Jeremiah Trotter is it's a very possible name. If Jeremiah Trotter comes in and he's yelling at Marcus Smith goes, ugh, I'm not listening to this guy, then he's an asshole. Yeah, because Jeremiah Trotter knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. That's some no-name rookie.
And that's business 101 there. I mean, you have a job, and you're not doing a job right, and someone who's better than you telling you what to do.
Someone who's done it before.
Yeah, experience. That's what it is. And that's what the NFL football is all about, experience. Once you're a fourth and fifth year player, you're now a veteran in the league, and the younger players have to listen to you. But with that said, some of these players come out with a lot of cash in their pocket and a bad attitude, and they feel like they don't have it. They feel like they're privileged because they're at that point. They're prima donnas, and that's what happens. And you get them type of players. Do we have any on this team right now? I don't think so. I look at this Eagle team. There's not one player that's like that. DeMarco Murray, is he like that? I don't know. I don't even know him that well. I just know him as running back as the Cowboys and banging out yards, a whole lot of yards for the Cowboys the last few years. He comes in this year, he can't get nothing done.
Yeah, we may not know how they are, but just like you said, where Chip Kelly says, "Oh, I can't yell at them; they're grown men." No, but the point is, we don't know behind the scenes how any of these people are.
Yeah.
But they very clearly quit. We can all agree with that. They quit yesterday. No. So if you quit and your coach telling you, "Oh, I can't yell at them," then we know what's going on behind the scenes without knowing it. We know they're not being yelled at.
Right. Exactly. So, with that said, not very the football I got to watch yesterday. Well, thank God the second game the Packers came back a little bit. I mean, wasn't that great?
Why is that? Thank God.
Well, because it's just a better football game to watch. I like watching football. And I sit there with the Eagles. First of all, I fall asleep in the third quarter, which was I never fall asleep during a football game. I just don't. Especially when I do a show like this, where I like to keep up on what's going on in the field. And I think the announcers put me to sleep. I mean, they were running out of shit to talk about after a while. When you had a game that bad. And now I think the Eagles got whacked from a couple flex games now. The Patriot game was supposed to be the game of America's game at 4:00. They now flex them out of it. That's done, because they're afraid what the Patriots might do to them at this point, especially if they're still undefeated in that game. So I was hoping to see that game in the national title. I love to see Eagles get pounded by the Patriots, that day. But, Aaron Rodgers came back, he had a decent game. I mean, he still looks a little shaky back there. The Packers got problems. I mean, I had them all wrong in the beginning of the year. I really thought I thought he was good enough to be like Tom Brady, can make that team, what he had around him, good enough to compete. And they're not, they're still in the top. They're still in the top teams. They're up there. But I don't think I don't see anybody getting, at this point today, getting by Carolina all together. They got great coaching and a quarterback who does what he needs to do to win. At this point,
they're beating teams pretty handily too.
Yeah, and Seattle, I don't know. Sometimes Seattle plays good, they play bad, they go back and forth.
They may have lost Marshawn for the year.
Yeah,
though.
I saw that. Yep.
So that's
did their backup do well?
Yeah, for 200 yards.
200 yards. Yeah, I think I had it. He had another game like that too in the beginning of the year.
Didn't he? His third 100-yard game.
Yeah. That's 3 for 3, right? On starts.
Yep.
There's a fantasy guy we gotta look at.
Oh, I know. I already had him in my other league.
I had him. I dropped him. I had taken him for a situation like this. And I played him once. I got one of those games. Game 2, I think.
I started too.
Right.
But yeah, we're looking with other teams. I mean, Arizona
Good team, good football team. Good game yesterday. Good game. That late game with Cincinnati was a good football game. I mean, was there defense in that game, or was just the offenses were that good?
It started out with defense.
Yeah, right.
The second half got a little out of control in a good way, though. I mean, it was entertaining. Yeah,
that's a good. There's two teams evenly matched. That was an evenly matched football. Two good quarterbacks. Same type of quarterbacks. And they got weapons all over the place. And the coaching was good. They made decisions. There wasn't the stupidity I see in some of these coaches, especially coming out of the East, the NFC East. Oh, I mean, between the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and even the Redskins, the play calling, you got to wonder, what are these coaches thinking? Like I said to you last week, or even on the fantasy show, I said, isn't anybody getting anybody's ear? Doesn't a head coach have his coaches in the booth and upstairs say, look, why don't we do this? And I don't think that's a good idea. Or are these coaches so on top of it that they won't take suggestions? Or that's stubborn that you don't say, look, because some of these plays we look at and we say, are you kidding me? And we're at home watching on TV. And these guys are the pros. They're the one. And how could they make some of these calls? I mean, you're on third down and 8, and you only run out for 5 yards.
Is there anything particular you're talking about? Is there any play? Or I have no idea what you're referencing.
Well, I'm referencing to the play calling of some of the coaches.
Is there anything in particular?
Every third down and 8, the Eagles went. Dude, a lot of these teams, I'm talking about a week ago. I'm talking about a week ago. It's like these players run these routes, and it's never enough yards. And they wonder why you didn't get the first down. But it's the play calling. Is that what was called in the huddle? Is that what the coach called? Or they run it on a third and 8?
I'm pretty confident the coach didn't say run 2 feet in front of the stick and turn around.
Then there's something wrong. But I'm saying in general play calling, we talked about this before, general play calling by these coaches are losing football games by some of the plays and some of the things they're doing in these games. Kicking field goals for no reason. When Eagles kick a field goal, when they were down like what? Yeah. And they kick a field goal. What was that? It was just a practice kick.
I don't really care about that because he said it's just the game's out of
right.
reach.
So throw a bomb.
If it's fourth and long, I think it was like 4th and long. So I have no problem with that. I had a bigger problem with the fact that they punted on a 4th and 3 at midfield. Like you just why? What's the point of that? Keep going. I mean, he said the game is not going to change. They're still going to lose.
Throw a Hail Mary, man. Let us see something exciting.
But you don't. Listen, what did you say? You don't get it. They're kneeling and ending it. So you basically kneeled it for them. You did the first kneel yourself.
Yep.
Because they were losers yesterday. They're full. Like I had a friend who had one of those little pick 4 things. Like you had to pick it with lines included. And I picked 3. Like I was confident, but I actually won all 3 of those. The 4th one I was like, I can't see the Eagles not winning by 7.
Yeah.
Because it was like 6. And I was like, how wrong I was. And it's like, and that's the thing is like you keep saying where now the teams are other teams are saying they're looking at their schedule and going, oh, Eagles win.
Yeah.
Whereas before we're going, oh, Bucks win.
Yeah, right.
Like
that's bad, man.
Lions win.
And I had one play yesterday, one football game. I didn't like anything on the card yesterday at all except the total of the Eagles game. Put that out early and said that game's going to go over. I didn't know who was going to do the scoring. I just knew it was going to go over.
I should have actually posted all the ones because 3-1 would have been a good day. I love the Broncos are a pick. Love that one.
Yeah, good job with that quarterback.
Osweiler, look good.
Yeah, he might be the next one over there. Who knows?
I told her I liked the kid. He was my sleeper of the week in fantasy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, and he had some. Winning is, I think they're going to shelf him to the playoffs. I can't see him if he can move, not playing in the playoffs.
If Osweiler continues, he didn't light the world on fire, but if he continues to play well like he did,
the Patriots next week.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
if he shows that he can play in that game. And maybe he wins it or not winning. I don't know.
That's a tough way. It'd be a tough
thing to ask him to do. I think it's in Denver.
I don't know. I got to check on that one. To be honest, I'm not sure I can check on that one. But
that's a different. Well, I know it's not. Not the way Brady's playing. It's not a difference.
That is in Denver.
In Denver,
so he's got a shot.
Yeah.
So that's a primetime game.
Wow. The only way the Patriots lose a football game is they beat themselves. Obviously. Brady has a bad day, got a lot of drop passes. They make some.
Well, you can't rely on Brady having a bad day.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the end. The thing is, can Carolina run it, man? That's the picture. I'd love to see 2 teams running the whole way, man. That'd be nice, man. That'd be.
I just don't think they're good enough to.
Yeah, I don't know what their schedule is, but either way, you're right. They're maybe not good enough to do it. And what are they? 10? They're 11-0, right? 10-0. That's good, man. That's good for a Carolina team. With no wide receivers. But, good coach, good quarterback, and good running back. There's your game.
They have to have at least one person that can catch over
there.
They
do, but they don't have the superstar wide out over there.
At this point, I'll take somebody that can just catch.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I was just looking at all the games in general, so I quickly touch on a couple of them. The Colts, I mentioned on the fantasy show, I think that Andrew Luck getting hurt is probably the best thing for them.
Yep.
Granted, they weren't that impressive, but they went on the road and beat the Falcons. Matt Hasselbeck's 3-0 as a starter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive. I mean, for how old he is.
What happened to Atlanta, man? They just shot out at 6-0, and then just it's typical Matty Ice, right?
Yeah.
It's
not. It no longer stands for ice water in his veins.
Can't kill him.
He's just ice. He's cold on the field. I mean, the one with the that's the thing with the Rams game.
Yeah, well, we spoke about it before about the quarterback getting hit. And
he was blasted, like his head bounced.
Yeah,
off.
but that thing is, he was blasted after he got hit. And what happens is when they don't have the head-to-head hit, a lot of the eyes go off it real fast. His head bounced on the ground as he went down.
Yeah, but he couldn't get up.
But the hit was good.
It was like the hit was fine. He just got his head whipped back, but he tried the lineman tried to pick him up. And
that's what I think.
It looked like he was picking up like a sack of flour.
Yeah, right.
Like a 50-pound sack of flour.
Yeah, that masked the whole thing from anybody. When you look at something like that, you see a hit.
No, his arms were draping. He fell back down.
It was looking like he was trying
to
get rid of the body, dig a hole. Right. You know what I mean?
It was pretty obvious.
Well, it wasn't. It was obvious to the TV and the people looking, but it obviously wasn't obvious.
Can't somebody buzz down and say, whoa, stop, whoa.
Well, the next couple plays should have showed us that. He was in there. He fumbled the ball.
He fumbled the ball like 2 plays later.
Yeah.
He threw to Amendola and missed him completely.
Amendola.
Welker. Sorry. Welker. And missed him completely. And then
that was a high pass. Yeah. Welker touched it. He touched it, catch it. Well, whatever. Bottom line is he should have been on the sideline with a concussion test for sure. And the way the NFL is, are they watching tight enough here?
They're supposed to be on top. They're supposed to be. You can't even trip after you get big. You can't even stumble for a second.
You know what it was?
You real quick.
They didn't see the hit good enough. They didn't see what they're so used to seeing, the helmet-to-helmet contacts on these guys. That's what they look for right off the bat. And he fell on the ground, bounced his head up, and it was quick. And then he was picked up right away by a lineman. So you see that.
He fell back down though.
I know. I know. I should have been. I'm talking about.
I should have caught their eye.
Well, yeah, right. But when he was laying on the ground, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think he's alluding to the fact that the bounce was so fast on the head.
Exactly, that's what it was.
This could be a guy just taking a hit, he could have a sore back.
No, not even that. Not even that. It's the fact that he got bounced and hit on the ground, and his lineman picked him up so quick. It was almost like, if you weren't looking at it, you didn't see it. And I don't know. These players want to say, "Oh yeah, I just got hit. Somebody check me out." Not a lot of players do that. They want to keep playing. So he didn't make like anything was wrong with him. He got back in the huddle, but the rest of the team didn't see nothing either, evidently. Usually they wave him in or something like that.
That was a fast tap on the ground. Right. And when you're getting up, you stumble a little bit. Could be, I've stumbled like that getting out off the couch or something because my back's hurt, saying, you don't know. If you didn't watch him hit his head, you don't know what's wrong with him. You can't tell it's his head right away, but you only know that because you saw his head bounce.
He's back in the playoff hunt. Big Red.
Yeah. Can you believe it? 4 in a row, man.
Yeah. Big Red, baby. Should have never let him go.
Do you miss him?
No, I don't miss him. I definitely don't miss him. I was glad we got rid of him. Unfortunately, the guy we got in his place wasn't much better, but Chiefs. Yeah.
Well,
blew out the Chargers.
Yeah, well
they just keep churning running backs out left and right.
They do, man.
One goes down and bringing West. He goes down bringing Ware 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Andy Reid knows running backs.
It was a lot of backups out there.
It was a whole lot of backups in this league. Players are going down.
They are
left and right.
Back to the Ravens game. They lost their quarterback and running back.
Yep.
Both for the year.
Things were bad anyway there.
Lost them. They're already 3. They should have won. They should have tanked that game and lost on purpose.
Yeah.
Got a better draft spot.
Does that change things for them? I mean, when these injuries go down, sometimes you discover a new player. I mean, we're looking right now up on the screen to a player who was discovered because of an injury. You never know.
A lot of guys, obviously Tom Brady's one prime example of Tony Romo, another one.
Yeah.
Another guy he was forced into action. So
Cowboys, man, they're back in business, baby.
Nick Foles, technically, I mean, he was never supposed to be the guy. Vic goes down, he's next in line. So, granted, Foles obviously is not as.
Even Nick knew. Even Foles was up throwing the ball. He saw he was ready to go in.
He knew he was coming in. I mean, everyone knew he was coming in except for Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
But Jeff Fisher's concussion. You got a concussion.
Him and head back out there.
You smack it back into place, and you keep
what are you just doing? Give him the smelling salts. Sniff it up a little bit. He used to run out with the.
You're not going to find those in the sidelines anymore. You're not. We need to get some smelling salts in here.
Yeah, really.
We got to wake
me the hell up.
No, we don't. The last thing we need to do is wake you up more. We need to get you some NyQuil or something. Shut you up. Let's talk about NyQuil. Turn us over the wall.
Nighttime cold medicine, man. That shit is good, man.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's the legendary. I mean, you don't need anything else but that. 20 minutes after you take that down, you lay and you're gone, man. Good.
It's so good that they started selling a product. It's called Z-Quil.
Yeah.
It's not even medicine. It's strictly, it's just the nighttime part of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no cough, no sneeze. Just try this. It'll knock you right out.
Don't they card you now when you buy that stuff? I remember I got some.
I think for something, yeah.
What was that? What's that called?
Thanks to Breaking Bad.
We're
all building drugs in our basement.
What it is they
now, what's that stuff that they carded me or didn't card? Just wanted to make sure that
Benadryl?
No, it's the other. It's the Robitussin, man.
Oh,
Robitussin. What's it got in it?
Because it's the stuff that you can make meth with. They watch you because what people will do, they'll go to this pharmacy. Then drive to another one. Then drive to and stockpile up on stuff.
We got street value for Robitussin.
Well, they turn it into meth.
Oh, is that what they do? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know about that stuff.
Well, they do all that. That's why when you show your card,
he can barely put together a sentence. You think he's
driver's license? Yeah.
He can barely get a soundboard to work and a video camera. You think he's down here boiling up meth?
Oh man, maybe I should.
That's part of the illusion.
All right, we're gonna take a break and come back with some plays. Mike and I made a little money for everybody this week.
Don't. This is your week. I didn't help. I didn't help.
Right. Yeah, I think that's right. Finally lost a college play.
I did. Yeah, took a month, but
yeah. All right, Cashy King. I got the chef in the wall. First half of this show is done. We'll be right back.
When fire and water take control of your life, we help you take it back. ServPro of Doylestown understands the stress and worry that comes with fire or water damage. ServPro of Doylestown specializes in the cleanup and restoration of residential and commercial property after a fire, smoke, or water damage situation. ServPro of Doylestown also mitigates mold and mildew. Their staff and crews are highly trained in property damage restoration. If disaster strikes you and you need to schedule service for your home or business, call them 215-348-7755 for ServPro Industries. It's a nationwide brand you know and trust.
Public adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cashy, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Cashy King here, back. Chef Mikey the Wall, 515 Studios. All right, let's get right to what we do best here. Besides ranting and beefing, we do make you a few bucks. And this week, I think I came through with a couple dollars. Not a banner week. We lost a couple. We had a couple comebacks. 4-2. 4-2. Now, here's the thing. You know how I am with my Dow Jones team, NHL. Well, they're done. I sold them yesterday.
You sold your stock?
I sold my stock yesterday. And this is the big session, and it's brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. You know our gang at Auto Magic Car Care. Mikey Prino, Matty Litton. 215-322-2561. These guys will shine your car up like no other company and make it look shiny and sweet for the road. They still doing heavy-duty cars only over there?
Yeah, I just saw some F-150 the other day.
F-150. That's my category.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. They're supposed to pick that up 2 weeks ago. But anyway, give them a call, 215-322-2561, or check them out at All right, so I had a couple games. I had 4 and 2 last week. Made you a couple of dollars. This week we have one hockey game. Now let me tell you, I got a new Dow Jones team I'm looking at. It's called the Dallas Stars. Okay, 17 and 4 right now. Put a few bucks on them last week and the week before. Rode them. Didn't want to tell anybody about it yet. Till I'm sure that's what I want. I'm not going to put it out there unless I'm sure it's a good hockey team. I don't know one damn player on this team. I mean, you know anybody on Dallas? I don't know anybody on Dallas. They got the leading scorer and the leading assist guy. That's about it. But following them right now, they're a hot team, 17 and 4. That's the team I'm looking at, and I'm putting them out for tomorrow. They're minus 180, hosting Ottawa, 10 and 5 Ottawa. Ottawa's not a bad hockey team. It's a bad spot for them right now. I like Dallas on this one. I laid the 180 to win 100. Thanksgiving Day. That's all I got this week so far. Anything else for the weekend, you have to check with me. Like I said, I'm not doing real well in football right now. That's why I only put one game out yesterday. I put the over the Eagles Tampa Bay game.
And you hit it.
You made it. All I needed was Tampa Bay. I didn't even need to score anything. That being said, Detroit and Philly on the first game on Thanksgiving. I'd like this game to go over 46. 2 rotten football teams. Detroit's on a little bit of run right here. You know, they're home Thanksgiving. You know, they play well on Thanksgiving. They're one of the teams that you never can tell what they have. Philadelphia's got to come out and do something somewhere. They cannot come home from this game embarrassed. National TV, Turkey Day, things are so bad in Philly. They got to do something here. At least score some points. Okay, the 46 looks good to me in this one. I'm going to take the over 46 in that. Game 2, Carolina, Dallas. Well, Dallas is all high now. They're all talking Super Bowl over there. What a Jerry's world. You know, it's unbelievable what goes on. He's like the puppet master over there. You know, he's coming up against Carolina. Carolina is 10-0 right now. Okay, and they're going to be 11-0 after they show Dallas they still stink. Okay, and that's what's going to happen here. I like this game, but I like the total in this game too. It's another game I like the over 46 here. I think Carolina scores points on Dallas. Okay, that's where I think they're at, and I think Dallas can score a couple, just enough to get this game to over 46. Late game, Green Bay, Chicago. I think Chicago's on a little run too. Now we following.
Yeah, they've been winning games.
They've been winning football games. Just because there's games in Chicago, in Green Bay, I like Green Bay. I don't like the game itself, but I like the 47.5 on this one. I too think this is going to be a total game. If Jeffries plays, you know, he was out this week.
Jeffrey. I had it correct. You know it.
I'm pleurisy on him, all right? Jeffries.
It's only one of them. If they had 2, that'd be great.
I just need him to have one, and I don't need him to say he's out 5 minutes before the game either.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, brutal on me. Even though I still won my, both my quarterbacks got O's before the games. So I went all totals on Thanksgiving. I think that Thanksgiving typically is a scoring day for teams. Go back and look at them. And these totals are all pretty low for this NFL right now. These 46s are pretty low. So that's what I have. I got all three overs on Thursday. And tomorrow, like the Dallas Stars, later 180. It's a big number, but there's a reason it's a big number over Ottawa. And that's my place. Take them, love them, leave them. They're free. They're for you. And hopefully make a few bucks.
I'm going to try to do the same thing. Before we get to my picks, some programming alerts. The Wednesday Fantasy Football Show, as you know, this is the Thanksgiving edition here. Thanksgiving for just half for the holiday, half because Mikey has plans. We will not be having the fantasy show this Wednesday. We'll still be posting our rankings, of course. So 8 p.m. Wednesday evening, they'll still go up there. They'll still be there. This won't be my smiling face and my analysis to go along with it. But that's what I want to get that out of the way first.
Maybe I'll put a picture of you on the mannequin and just sit it there and then have you read it out on a recording.
Well, I'm not coming in.
Okay, well, maybe I can get Victor Yorkie to read them out for you.
Yeah, I'll call it in. But yeah, I got, it's the biggest drinking night of the year. I'm not a drinker, but I have friends who are, and I'm going to be going out with them. So
good program though. Yeah, biggest drinking night of the year.
It is it not?
I don't know. It's been so long since I went on Thursday. Well,
it is. In the restaurant business, it's technically.
I know. Be sure to let me know where you're going. Though.
Oh yeah,
I won't disappoint.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
DH.
What's a DH mean?
Designated driver.
Yeah, no,
we call it the DH.
Oh, okay.
That's because. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
The DD.
Sure. There you go. Why not? So anyway, yeah, I do have a pick. I gave a pick last week. I took LSU +4. Actually, ended up going to +7 by game time. I should have known it was a bad sign. They ended up getting blown out. Now they're talking about Les Miles possibly getting fired. So. Who knows what's going on in LSU? It was a rough week for me. I got going on 1. It's for my first loss in a while. Didn't contribute like Cashy did. That's the thing. We can never have good weeks, simultaneously. It's always one or the other. This week we're gonna try to do both. Cashy gave some good plays. I like. I'm gonna stick with good teams getting points. Notre Dame right now is +4 against Stanford on the road, so it's gonna be a tough game. Personally, I'm rooting for Stanford to lose. I wouldn't mind that at all. I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame. I want them to lose. But you know what? Lose by 3, and that's fine. You'll get the win. So I do think that Notre Dame will cover that. I mean, the number 4 in the country only lost was by 2. So I don't think they're gonna lose by 4 or more. I really don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go with Notre Dame here. Like Cashy said, you can follow the plays because he throws them up all the time. You can never predict what the line's gonna be for a hockey game. In 3 days, you never know. So he's gonna like something. He's gonna throw it up there, and recently he's been winning. So I'll actually listen to him for once. I know it's tough for me to tell you to listen to something Cashy says, but
it's all bullshit. Don't worry about it. Except for these plays, take them. All right, so that's our picks. Once again, from Auto Magic Car Care, 215-322-2561. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Spelled like it sounds with the .com.
Your Dallas Stars there, they have a couple of players of reckoning of name on there.
Throw them out there.
Tyler Seguin.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jamie Benn.
Nope.
Jamie Benn's a league leader.
Yes.
He's running the show over there.
Nope.
Jason Spezza.
Oh, I didn't know he was there.
The Spets man?
Yep.
From Ottawa.
When did he get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Oh my God. I almost fainted there.
I know.
Oh, that's right. He played some. That would have been the last time he was on Ottawa too.
Man, I think.
Yeah. And Patrick Sharp. That's where he went in the offseason.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there you go.
Chicago. See?
And
I know it's there too.
Yeah.
And their goalies are letting in a Niemi.
Well,
So they got some. They got a good goalie tandem. So.
From Atlanta, letting in.
Oh man.
He used to stand on his head in Atlanta.
We don't have a hockey team.
Yeah, they did. Atlanta
Thrashers. They used to have
used to. That's when he played
fantasy
hockey. They were good back then too, man. Atlanta was on the run there until they moved out.
They had all the scores. I remember that one line was nasty.
Yep.
We were on
Kovalchuk.
Me and Senior were on a lot of them.
It was
side totals.
It was Kovalchuk. It was who's the
young kid?
Kovalchuk. There's always a Chuck on that team.
Well, they don't have a team anymore, but I'll think back to that line. But I remember they had that great top scoring line. And Letton was in net for that. I just want to give a quick update because, I mean, when the Sixers are what? Oh, in 13, 14, 15, 16, who knows?
This town,
who knows what they are? They are losers. And so let's not worry about them. Let's worry about the future. That's the whole point. So the number 1 overall pick I mentioned last week is Ben Simmons. That's who's going number 1 no matter what.
Right.
So let's just follow him along. He played tonight, Ben Simmons.
What's his number?
21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists.
We need him.
This is out of a guard for the record.
What do we?
21 and 20.
So if we go 0-82, do we definitely get the first pick?
No, that's the thing about basketball. You could miss it. You could be the 9th seed in the West, win 45 games, and still somehow get number 1 pick. That just seems to be the way it goes. When the Cavs won first pick 2 years ago, they were like the 8th worst team.
Sixers don't play no defense, man. I don't see any defense over it. I don't want
to go into a Sixers rant because it's the same thing. Nothing's changed from last week. We talked about this.
I just can't.
But I figured
it's an NBA team.
I figured at least this way we can have some light at the end of the tunnel.
Right? They can win something. Somebody's gonna let them win, right?
They'll win a game. Yeah, eventually teams will start resting their players.
What's the record? 20, right?
The record?
21.
I don't know.
Or no?
I don't know. Golden State just tied it the other way.
I
We're the biggest losers.
Every 6 months we say who's the next pro franchise that has a chance to win a Super Bowl. I remember beginning of this year, the Eagles were definitely the next team that could possibly win a title in this town. Phillies are dead meat. The Flyers are like I said, are a Division II hockey team. I mean, I don't know what they're doing out there. I don't care if they win games here and there. The way they play hockey, it's unenjoyable to watch. 100% unenjoyable. I can't say I watch this stuff and I'm like, every rush down the ice is busted up by some stupidity. Where the stick is flipped up or the puck goes through his legs or whatever. It's ridiculous,
They don't have the players they need yet, especially for Haxwell's system.
Yeah, well, whatever system that is, there's some pros on this team. They're busting lines up now, left and right.
They're busting lines up. He's trying to.
Hey, would they retiring everybody?
We do this every year.
Gagne,
you just know them more.
Wait, the Gagne got retired last week?
No, it's the Flyers Hall of Fame.
So his numbers, Gagne's numbers retired.
It's just going. It's the number isn't retired. It's just the Hall of Fame.
But Brendan Moore got retired. His number got retired. No, these are Hall of Famers.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were retiring numbers this year. I'm like,
no. They're just
apparently low standards to be in the Flyers Hall of Fame.
You know what the problem is? That the team's so bad, but then they're Hall of Faming everybody this year to get that. The big ceremonies. They don't have to. This stadium fills anyway. Flyers could be the worst. They'll still pack that.
They're the worst.
You know, doesn't really matter. It's not watchable hockey when the rest of the league is playing like they are. To watch this team play hockey, even if
you say that, but scoring's down everywhere.
Yeah, but
and I don't. You know what? I know you like to beef and rant a lot, and I know you want stuff to turn around like that. It's just you got a new guy. He's what? What's the Flyers' record right now?
They're under 500.
Okay, if they've got 12 games under their belt.
Yeah.
So how fast do you want it to turn? What should their record be with 12 games with a new coach?
12 and
You got me wrong.
Yeah.
You got me wrong. I'm looking at fundamental hockey here. I'm talking guys.
You don't have, just much like the Eagles, you do not have the players that fit a particular system with a brand new coach. He inherited this team. He is building his team in the minors right now.
A 3-on-2 break is in the system. A 3-on-2 break is you got 3 guys going against 2, and you screw that up every time. You don't even get a shot off. That's not a system.
That's the coach's fault.
I didn't say the coach's fault. I didn't say anybody's fault. What I'm saying is I don't see anything different on this hockey team.
And I told you weren't going to until at least after the new year.
Are these veterans going to get better?
No, they're going to probably get going.
Am I going to see their score? Am I going to
they're probably not going to be. You're going to see a huge shakeup on this team right after the new year.
I hope so.
I'm predicting it.
I don't think I wouldn't mind seeing Giroux traded for something better, younger talent. Somewhere down the line. I don't think this
everyone
guy...
would have seen someone get traded for something better.
Well, no, but what I'm saying, when I say better, I mean Giroux's considered one of the top players in this league, and he should warrant a nice return for him from somebody.
He's a loser.
So far.
he's not lived up to his potential in the league.
So what's he doing here? Get him to a veteran team that could dish us some draft picks or something.
Oh, absolutely. It's not the time yet, though.
Well, I know, but that's
like I said, you're going to be, of all the teams out there, the Flyers have the best pieces in place out of all of them because and I'll say this only for one reason, there are more junior circuits for hockey than there are for football or basketball.
Do you think the Flyers have the best chance of all the Philadelphia teams to win a title next?
Yes.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a bold statement.
That's absolutely, and I'll stand by it. Okay. In your own words, you have sat there and said, what, 3 years for the Sixers?
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't even know.
I don't know they're going to win a title in 3 years.
No, to be very competitive at least. And I think 3-4 years.
Hockey's
Sixers,
different.
Hockey's
different. But you can get in the playoffs in hockey not being that good of a team. But you can't win that Stanley Cup unless you got the talent. Now, used to be in the late 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. You can get in with a hot goalie. That's not the thing anymore, goalies. What's winning hockey games now are full teams, like Los Angeles has done on 3 of the last 5 years. Chicago. And those are the 2 constants in hockey.
And what do they all have in common?
Good players.
Good young core players.
Well, there's veterans on these teams too.
There's a couple of veterans,
right.
But the young core has been in the center of all these. And let's face it, as far as dynasty goes, hockey's the only one that has them because they're the only ones that can keep players together long enough.
Now that they're tested for cocaine, they might have a problem.
Well, regardless,
no marijuana, it's cocaine.
Oh, it's always been cocaine. Go back to the Grand Fuhrer days of Edmonton Oilers, remember?
Right. Yeah.
But you look at it like this: when you for to have the Flyers,
don't mess around with that cheap shit. They go with the cocaine.
Yeah, they get arrested.
they get smuggled in.
Aaron Andrews' boyfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever he is.
They swept that on the table, didn't they?
It was it Coke or crack?
Yeah, sometimes they're white in the bag.
Yeah, see? And they get the
but you're talking
star player in the championship team's raping girls and stuff.
Yeah. Robert Tussin and
Kane.
The nighttime
the ZQL. Got a little ZQL.
He ZQL'd some girl and then took her back to the hotel room.
Yeah, is that working? Apparently. Not on these shows,
man.
You
piqued the Cashy's interest there.
Dallas Cowboy Radio over here? Come on. Don't talk like that. So that's NHL. We're going to beef. I know it's the same beef every week till I see something different. But what I'm telling you is the Dallas Stars are the team to watch right now. Keep your eye on them.
I will.
Montreal.
I'll be locked to my screen.
Kicking ass and taking names too.
Anaheim too.
And the Ducks. What are you gonna do with
they just score goals though. That's it.
They're quackers. What are you gonna do with them guys? So anyway, that's my hockey. What else you guys rolling on here? Patriots up 10-3 right now.
Yeah, but they just scored, which basically won me my fantasy game. So
yep.
Now, actually, we didn't get to talk about this. We meant to talk about on the fantasy show. I know this is more of a fantasy thing. This is me personally. I need to call you B, and I need to call whoever you played last week. after the show, we were all looking at our fans team to see what was going on. B started 3 guys on a bye week and still got a W. Now, here's my question: is that a bigger violation to Brendan for not for not paying attention?
I blame the phone.
Or is it a violation against the guy he played against?
Lose a draft pick.
Yeah. There's got to be some compensation for that.
You can't have leagues like that.
Either you got to go for failing to set your lamps, or the guy's got to go for losing to you.
I changed it, and this is my first.
Don't blame it on smartphones.
I do. I can. And I thought I saved it, but when I hit back arrow or whatever to check on something else, I never saved it.
Yeah.
And that's just what
total
happened.
Violation, guys. I gotta call that one on you.
And look, I go and I change my guys. I drop and add players, and I'm losing by like a shitload here.
Yeah. And look, I 87 took me to 9-2 in this thing.
Well, I just scored 93 and I won my week, so it's you know what? At the end of the day, it's 10-1. It's a first round bye. I already got it locked up.
Fantasy sports, man. Biggest thing in the country right now. Everybody's in fantasy.
I care way more about that than I care about than my actual teams.
Me too. And I'm 9-2, and I was thinking, all right, I was getting killed yesterday at the beginning, and I figured, all right, I'm 8-2. I don't care. I'm winning my division. But then towards the end, I'm like, okay, here they start to come. I want to go to that 9-2. But there's no plus for me to be 9-2 because there's a 14 playoff. So what's the difference? What I'm worried about, and I hope the guys in my league are listening to, is week 14, 13, and 14. Who's playing who? You know. So, I was hoping yo, Vic, easy, boy. How many treats I got to give you? You relax down there. What's key is to go, who's your quarterback? And I look and see what I'm doing down there, and I see that, I've got Denver and Carolina for my quarterbacks weeks 13 and 14.
Now, see, you keep asking me this, and I keep telling you to please stop worrying about this. Nobody benches their starting quarterback in week 14. There's still 3 games left.
No, I'm not benching. I'm not talking about benching.
No, the end of the team. You say, oh well, they got it locked up. They may bench them.
No, I'm not talking about them benching. I'm talking about the fact that my quarterback has to go into Denver.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
right. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I thought you were saying like, I got Newton and he's 14-0. They're not going to play anymore.
No, that's not. I know. And you know what? I was wondering why you were arguing with that, and then he doesn't understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you look at that, who you're playing.
Yeah, you never want your guys going into Denver or going into Carolina.
The man who took me to my spot, I can't play him that day. I'm not gonna.
You got to ride your workhorse,
right? You got
to dance. Who brought you?
Are you gonna put David Carr in there against Carolina?
I won't put David. I may put Derek.
Derek. D Carr. You're gonna put D Carr in there.
There you go. From now on, let's go Carr. There's no other cars. Just go with Carr. You can put Carr in there.
But there are several Kendricks.
No, there's not.
I don't get no tangent about fantasy. I can get into the fantasy now if you want to, and we can take this thing on to.
No, we'll save that.
Yeah, but it's ironic how everybody did, except B, I guess, is running amok on their. I shouldn't say running amok, but running the show on their fantasy leagues, calling in and listening to the Wednesday show, which, quite frankly, and I'm not just toting your horn. I listen to these other shows, fantasy sports shows, and it's bullshit. These guys are reading off teleprompters, not using their own stuff. They're using stats that are brought up from somebody else. What we do on our show,
it's organic.
Organic to the max.
I looked this shit up.
That's right. And
I spend my entire 8-hour workday every Wednesday on the internet.
Yeah, right. And I can
look at my fantasy rankings.
I can vouch for that because if you go onto our webpage, you see all the typing that's done here. I mean, it takes time to type that shit in.
Yeah.
These guys on these national shows, they got people typing stuff and doing all their work here.
That's me.
One from his job, you don't start paying attention. Between this show, the Monday and Wednesday, I got
a lot on my plate. I really do.
Yeah,
I'll tell you now, I got a lot on my plate over at work. Yeah, there's the fantasy show, there's the wall report. Yeah. There's slacking off, general slacking off, and then a distant fourth is actually doing real work.
Yeah,
so it's a tough gig.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Tough gig, but somebody's got to do it. And see, this is why they need to. This is why the minimum wage can't be raised. You got to keep separation. I got my cushy gig. You start raising, everybody's going to be on my level. I'll be expendable.
Right. Anyway, Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, not this week, but after Thanksgiving, the fantasy show will be back. And listen, you're coming down to the end here. You really need to make the right moves to get in the playoffs. Like I'm talking, there's strategy that goes on here towards the playoffs.
Look, if you're 4-7, you can tune out. You had one shot, you blew it.
What about 5-5?
You're still in it.
In our league,
you're still in it.
Yep.
But if you're 4-7, go play some DraftKings while you can.
You're not until you have a cigar and watch the waiver line. That's all. See who's dropping.
Just be a dick and start picking up all the top guys.
I got 5 quarterbacks on my team.
Yeah, I have 4 on my one team.
Hey, defensive fantasy sports is it's not wrong.
And it's funny you said because my original strategy, not to go too far into fantasy here, but it's a sled at the Eagles, which is always fun to do. I'm sitting there at my original draft. I have Drew Brees, who's a week 11 bye. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, who has a great matchup? Who's playing a shitty team week 11? I see Jameis Winston sitting there late in the draft. I'm like, he's playing the Eagles. The Eagles suck. So I drafted Jameis Winston.
I have him too coming up.
Well, about week 6, I'm like, he's just not getting it done. And I cut him for somebody else. Well, if I stuck to my original guns, I would have had 5 TDs and 300 yards out of my quarterback. I'm an idiot.
Well, that's the problem. Once again, with fantasy and the bye weeks, you got to be careful what you're doing out there. You drop players, and that's where I excelled in my league because a lot of players. I don't understand how guys drop players because of the bye. They just put them on free players out. The players that got points. You don't do that. You store them. And we got
it. See, Cashy knows.
Yeah,
he's picking the game up slowly.
Listen, no, come on.
Slowly but surely, every Wednesday, he's getting more and more knowledge.
The PPR leagues, I mean, is that what they're called? This is the second year I've ever played them. I'm always in the tally league. I'm always in points.
It's got to go PPR.
Yeah, the PPR leagues, but totally. The last year was the first year.
Do you admit it's the way to go?
It's a lot more fun because you know what it is. Because you look at the guy. Some say you can't play defense, but you can. You look at your opponent and you can see what he's playing compared to what you can do, and you can shelf a player and pick a player off of the free agent and put him on your team just to nail somebody else. And
I've done that on numerous occasions. Now this week in particular, I played a friend of the show. I played Mikey Primo. He from of course.
Hey, I touted with that guy.
Yeah, so I played against him. I'll tell you now, I've never seen somebody get worse luck in fantasy than him this year. Going into this week, I played against him. Keep in mind, he was in second place. He had Matt Forte out. He had Julian Edelman out.
Right.
He had Emmanuel Sanders out. He had Drew Brees bye week. Antonio Brown bye week. Yeah. So I played him without his 5 best players. So I knew he needed a receiver. I took a page out of Cash's playbook. I picked up the top receiver in the free agent. Why not? Because you can't get him. Picked up Moncrief. Yep, I didn't think he did much, but he did better than the guy he ended up picking up. So look, you learn from me. I'm learning from you.
My opponent last week didn't have a quarterback, but I picked up.
You pick up all the top 5.
I had 4 quarterbacks on my team at the when I started, and he couldn't pick anybody else.
Look, there's nothing wrong with being a dick.
Yeah, well, it's not a dick. It's defense. It's a D, but it's defense.
It's a dick. It's being a dick, but it's being smart.
There's cash involved here. You know what I mean? This is not. I'm not playing for a trophy and a T-shirt. I'm in my league. There's cash and Russian chocolates.
This is only the 3rd time I've ever played in the league.
We can tell.
You know these guys.
But I won. I won the first time. I won.
Listen, I played
700 something bucks.
For thousands of dollars, trophies and shirts and plaques and crap like that. Candy.
What the hell are you talking about?
If you look at our thing, you win.
You win
money
that's
plus
right,
a bag of candy, a bag of Russian chocolates.
Keep the candy. Give me the cash.
Where do you come up with Russian chocolate?
I don't know.
Did somebody make a trip? Or is it mailed in? I want to know how we're getting this.
I don't.
Was it smuggled past customs?
I think it was bought at the Russian candy store.
Yeah, something like that.
That's big. That's Big Harry's thing. He's the
commish. You know what? That's just a little different from me. You know what I mean? That's it. To be honest with you,
it's definitely something new.
Yes, sir.
Now, Cashy, it's something I asked you. If you want to play a little game at all today, I got
Hey, I'm into games.
We got some for both you guys. So I'll throw some would you rather's. I also got some general rapid fire questions. You spit them back out to me. So we kind of touched this earlier, but for the Eagles right now, what would you rather? Would you rather them just win every game rest of the year and lose in the playoffs at some point, just not a Super Bowl, or would you rather just lose out and go 4-12? What would you rather do?
To me,
would you rather be respected or just be absolutely horrible 4-12?
It's horrible already, man. I don't care at this point. I mean, they can lose out. They can win out, lose out. Doesn't matter. They're not going anywhere with this team. You got
to think win out is a 10-6 season. It's a division championship, and I'll even say you can win a playoff game. You can't go to Super Bowl.
This is a type of thing where you get. They say in the NFL, if you get in, you have a chance. Even if they get in, they don't have a chance. So I don't want to see them in there. I don't want the first rounding out.
Just rather get the top 5 pick.
Top 5 pick, or
that's figured. It's a 4-12 seasons of top 5 pick.
I would like to see him try to win out, just because of simple respect.
You're an optimist. That's fine.
No, simple respect. Let me see that you're earning.
You play to win the game, right?
Exactly. You earn your freaking paycheck, and maybe I'm old school like that. You go in there, you try your hardest every freaking time, and that's it. You don't take a day off.
It's not even this thing. It's not. You don't have to go that far because it's not about seeing who's trying. It's the fact. The fact of the matter is whether they try or not. It's a bad football team. They are the bottom of the pit right now. So anybody.
I haven't seen a team try in 2 weeks. I haven't. I haven't seen. Yeah, I haven't seen the team try. In 2
Second
weeks.
question: Would you? It's a little mock trade here. Would you trade Chip Kelly to the Titans for 2 first-round picks, or would you rather trade 2 first-round picks to the Titans to bring in Marcus Mariota?
Would that work?
Yeah.
What would you rather do? You could trade the coach. Yeah, Jay Gruden got traded for 2 first rounds. That's where this whole came from. That's where this idea came from because it's been done.
Yeah, Mariota. I don't know. Is he the guy?
Yeah.
Is he the guy out there?
So you trade the picks for Mariota?
I would trade the picks for Mariota because at this point you're at least 2-3 years away from building without anything. So give me 2-3 years with something to look forward to at least.
Cashy?
You're taking the coach. You're giving the coach for the player. Hey, wait.
You're either giving up Chip Kelly for 2 first-round picks. You're giving up 2 first-round picks for Mariota.
2 first-round picks for Mariota. I don't do that.
You would or wouldn't?
I wouldn't do that. 2 first-round picks for Marcus Mariota.
Yes.
2 first-round this year and next year.
Yes.
Probably. No,
all right, that's the question. You say you'd do it.
No, 2 first-round.
So you're
picks.
trading Chip Kelly for their 2 first-round picks.
I'm not giving up my first 2.
No, I know.
Right, but you trade. I'm confused here. Wait a minute.
All right, let me slow this down for
slow
you.
it the frick down.
This is like that episode of Taxi.
I'm either trading away Chip Kelly to Tennessee for their 2 first-round picks,
right?
Or I'm trading to Tennessee our 2 first-round picks for Marcus Mariota.
Okay, because I'm okay. So
either way, they're getting paired. I would rather.
I would definitely make that deal because I'm going to get the 2 first rounds of that team too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
All right. So I agree with you. I would rather do that. I would rather just wipe my hands clean and Chip Kelly get some picks for it. Would you rather continue to have Miles Austin and Riley Cooper play wide receiver for this team, or would you rather go full blown publicity stunt and have Terrell Owens and Randy Moss as your receivers?
Full blown to publicity. At least they'll catch the freaking ball.
Will they though? They're both 40.
Yeah, and I can believe they could catch a ball better than mother.
You talk about a circus. This would be a circus.
I don't. But that's easier said than done. You talk about those 2 guys coming back at 4. What? No, I would.
I said it's publicity. I didn't say it was for the talent.
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't do that. No, I don't need publicity. I got enough. Look, who's more material publicity than the Philadelphia Eagles in the past 6-7 months?
Yeah,
okay?
that would be amazing. Imagine that. That'd be phenomenal.
I mean,
Owens and Moss on the outside.
Yeah, they'd have their own show on TV.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Be like, what was that show? You didn't have the Ocho and
He's not Ocho.
No, I mean they had that show in Cincinnati.
The T.O. show.
They went 4-12.
The T.O. show.
The Ocho show, 4-12, right? An embarrassment.
All right, what do you fear more? Jaleel Okafor tearing his Achilles tendon or Aaron Nola needing Tommy John surgery? Which one of our young building blocks?
You know what? You can get another pitcher. Evidently in baseball, you can get another pitcher. In basketball, you can't find players like this, man. It's too hard to get players like this. Pitchers are come and go, man. How many pitchers can you name that we thought were going to be aces on this team that disappeared in the last 10, 15 years? They just they play half a season and they're gone. Basketball, different deal, man.
Yeah.
All
right. Would you contract the Flyers and the Sixers? They're both gone from the city in order to get a Super Bowl championship with the Eagles.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
I'm not that diehard for a Super Bowl.
You don't want that ring?
Nope. I don't get to wear it.
Yeah, no, we get to brag about it.
No, not that much.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Just you get to go to the parade and be part of it.
Well, I've been in one of those parades already. It's a lot more hassle than it is fun.
All right. Does Ray Rice deserve another shot in the NFL?
Sure. Why not? In this NFL, everybody deserves another shot. I mean, come on. Look what's playing in the league. You got to. What can't you do in the NFL and not get another shot?
Unfortunately, I have to say yes because he went through all. No matter he own feelings out of it. So whatever he did to his girl, he went through the legal process, and if you trust in it, then he's cleared. So he's got you can't take away the way a man makes a living or a person makes a living. You can't bar him from that. He was cleared, so oh well. Or he did his time. It doesn't matter.
All right. If you had to take your choice of the following 3 guys to be the next Eagles quarterback, who are you going with? Johnny Manziel, Colin Kaepernick, or RG3? Both are more Chip Kelly type quarterbacks.
Kaepernick.
Boy, it's the same dude. Kaepernick and RG3 is the same dude.
C3PO. Jeez. Now I'm gonna have to say Kaepernick.
I want to go. Who's not injured?
Manziel.
You know what? Quite frankly, I hate to say this to you.
Yeah,
I gotta go Manziel, man. What can I say?
No,
I mean,
not
right now
wrong.
Manziel can look off a defense. It looks
he's
like
coming off a good game.
Yeah, he can. And I don't see Kaepernick can't look off a defender. He can't do it. He's too focused on his receivers, and that's his biggest problem. The money come here. Let's bring it to it. Can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like Manziel. I don't think he's going to be an NFL star, but I've been wrong before.
All right, here's a sad question. The fact that I don't even need to ask this: who wins the Super Bowl next? The Eagles, the Cowboys, or the Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's perennial losers that gets in the NFL. Maybe other than maybe the Browns or so.
Dallas is never winning with Jerry Jones as the GM, so that's an out right there. Jaguars, they're a young team. I mean, you could see them rising. They got a decent coach.
Wow, I have to go with the Jaguars too.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, are we that low? We're below the Jaguars on the totem pole now.
Bortles is coachable.
Yeah, looks good there.
Yeah, so and they're going to get draft picks because they're not going to have a great season. They're going to build within. They're going to coach. Who's their coach over there?
But Gus Bradley.
We
interviewed him.
We interviewed him. Bad move.
Yeah. When the 2015 football season begins, where will Chip Kelly be coaching?
Well, he'll be here.
2016?
15 next year.
Well, he'd be the general manager.
Are we in 15 now? You mean 16?
Well, no, this is
15 will be the start of next year.
You're right. I apologize.
Yeah.
2016 season starts.
I thought I missed something. I thought I passed out for a year.
Hey, I would rip Cashy with that. So feel free to rip me. Do you think he's gonna be coaching the Eagles next year?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeffrey Lurie doesn't roll that way.
And finally, this is because Dave Roberts was just hired as the new manager of the Dodgers. And he's the 11th manager who's played within the past 10 years, who just recently retired. So which former Philly, if you could have any former Philly, be the new manager of the Phillies, who would it be?
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
But, realistically, imagine the Phillies, I don't want to retread anybody. I'm not going back who was here before.
There's got to be a former Philly.
I'm trying to think who was out there, who ran. I was going to say Dusty Baker, but I think he just got picked up, right?
He played for the Philly? He played for the Phillies?
No, he's talking about a former.
I'm saying that Dave Roberts just signed. I mean, all these Mike Matheny's and all these guys.
Former Philly. I'm trying to think back of a player who had that manager mentality on the field, and I look back and I don't see not one player that in the Phillies runs. I don't, Darren Dalton maybe, but he's out. He's not going to do it. He's not healthy enough to do that kind of stuff. But I mean, as far as
track,
you're on the right track. I'm going back to that '93 team.
Lieberthal. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know Lieberthal. I don't know Lieberthal. He's not that. He's not. I don't think he's that kind of a vocal type leader or kind of guy who's instructional.
I was thinking strategy and calling a game.
You heard him talk once. Once or twice ever. He's not. I don't. Calling games is one thing.
You got Kane a little bit more because Morandini now is one of the base coaches. You think Morandini?
I like to think of old Cruxter out there.
I was thinking that too.
Kruk, man.
Why not?
Yeah.
Everyone would be fun, relaxing.
Yeah, that's something. John Kruk knows baseball.
He does.
He was very surprising when he went into the booth because you thought he was a drinking fool, having fun out there.
Still may be
sloppy. Yeah, but he calls great games.
Yeah, I know.
He does the color work is beautiful. He does.
Mm-hmm.
I think so for where he was and where he came from. For the most part. But yeah, I can't remember too many Philly players.
Either that or Schilling popped into my head too.
Nah, Schilling's
but
pitchers don't make.
They don't make, and that's why I didn't say it because. But he popped in because he's that kind of personality. Jamie Moyer.
Can you think of any?
Moore's got too many kids.
I can't really think of any.
I think that the Dodger pitcher. What was his name from the '90s?
Venezuela?
No. Coach. He's the pitching coach. I don't think.
I don't think they don't become managers usually.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Will Hershiser. He didn't manage.
He did ESPN for a while. He made a coach, but he wasn't a manager.
I don't know if he was a pitching coach. Didn't he go right to the baseball?
He went to ESPN
or ABC.
I would check to see if he possibly. And you go 10 years from now, I'll look back and say Chase.
Yeah, Chase.
Chase looks like the type. You can see he's the type. That's what I was thinking about. Who was like him back? And all I can think about is Bo, and he's already had his shots.
Maybe Tomey. I don't know if that's if I don't know if that kind of guy he is.
Yeah. You need a guy who's not going to say, "Well, I got millionaire players and I can't tell him what to do." You need a guy who's going to step in there and say, "I don't care who's who. This is how we do it." And that's key with this kind of in sports now. You can't have you can't pacify these players, can you? Mm-hmm. You do that, you lose. Charlie Manuel got lucky. He had Davey Lopes in there running shit for him at the time. Because when Lopes left, all of a sudden Manuel couldn't coach anymore.
We stopped running.
You stopped running. And then you stopped running the show too. So
you're saying you wouldn't go with Don Brown though? He's a former Philly now.
Is he out of baseball yet?
No, he's not out of baseball yet.
Somebody picked him up.
He'll hit 20 home runs again.
Somebody wrote him a contract.
He'll hit 20 home runs again.
Yeah,
that's my bold prediction.
The Domster, you know, you gonna do with that guy? Put him away. Put him in a bathroom. There's a bathroom guy for you.
Where is he at? Where's Dom?
He's on a free agent. He's you know, actually, was he a free agent? We just fired him, right? For the most
we
part.
took him off the roster. I don't know exactly what we did with him.
He was waived, wasn't he?
He's a free agent.
Yeah, we'll be free for a while.
You're right.
Hey, he's, you know, he's an actor. He's one of those what you call it. So I don't know. It's a good question though. Good question.
Well, Hershiser, professional poker player.
No. Or Hershiser. So anyway, well, we covered football. We covered baseball.
Got our picks in.
We got our picks in. It's all rock and roll. Let's go to the wall report. You know. For Thanksgiving. What are we most thankful for?
Wall report.
What are we thankful for? But before we get to that, of course, we have to get to the wall report, everyone's favorite segment of the show. I know it's mine, at least. We'll kick things off with some, you know, I don't want to say political things, obviously, but you know, this whole ISIS thing is going around, and they're not leaving sports out of it. No. Over the weekend, the hacktivist group Anonymous uncovered ISIS target lists. There's only one event in the U.S. that they had in mind. Did you see what that event was? WWE Survivor Series live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Bullshit, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? Apparently, it must have gotten into people's heads because I was checking ticket prices. It was $6 a ticket by for like 5 hours before the show started. So for $6, but yeah, I mean, I'm actually
scared everybody out, man. That's what I'm talking about. The whole thing with that.
I'm proud of WWE for being high enough on ISIS list. I'm glad they know we exist. They weren't immune. They're the only ones. They actually had to cancel a Germany versus Netherlands soccer game due to a tip about possible attack. They actually did find an ambulance packed full of explosives outside of the stadiums. It's scary.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have against Germany. The first was Germany against France. Now it's Germany against the Netherlands. They don't like Germany.
They got
targets, man.
Because they were let into Germany.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. They were welcomed in with open arms.
Not a big German fans, apparently.
Well, apparently, I just saw earlier, right before we came on the show, that the mob in New York is warning ISIS to stay out.
Great.
So the mob's getting involved now. This should be a fun.
Listen, I saw the whole interview of the Gambino five down from the original family. He came on NBC and said that they told that New York and Sicily are off limits to ISIS, that they're not allowed to do anything in there.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, they won't do it now. Yeah. They were warned, so they're going to stop.
They've been warned. That's it. They're not going to do it. All of a sudden, the Sicilian mob has got more power than the U.S., the Russian government, everybody else. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it makes a good story, a good book, good sales.
Yeah, of course it does. Anything with the mob. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cowboys made 2 cuts after their loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Running back Christine Michael and wide receiver corner, Corey White.
Oh, by the way, we don't have no problem with the mob here at the Sports Goombahs.
Obviously, you're obsessed with them. So they got cut after the game. They weren't playing great. Obviously, the Cowboys lost 7 in a row at that point, but it had nothing to do with their on-field performance. You know why they were released? They were cut because they didn't wear suits. The team rule: you have to wear suits to road games. They opted not to wear suits. They were promptly cut. I like that.
You got to pay attention to the rules, man.
I like that. We lay the law down.
Beat the crap out of your girl, but you better be wearing a suit when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
He did. He wore a suit. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here right now. LFL star, and this is a Legends Football League. Don't call it the Lingerie Football League anymore. They don't like that. It's demeaning to them.
You see them girls hit?
Yeah, they play real football, man.
No kidding, man. They're plastic.
I'm telling you, we put a team of us and 8 friends. I don't know how many Arena League people play. We would lose. We would lose.
Staring at him the whole time.
Of course. Have you seen him? That's one of the reasons I wanted to mention this. They said LFL star. Yeah, there's no picture. Don't get too excited here. You will see this on the wall report, but the actual page, which you can find, sjshow.net. Legends Football League star Allie Alberts. She's apparently the face of the league. She's at the star. She's the Tom Brady of this league. She's a wide receiver. So I guess she's the Des Bryant of this league. But she's being oppressed. She's dating another player, and the league has a rule: you cannot date within the league. So yes, she is a bisexual lady. And they're telling her, if you don't end this relationship, you're both out. You and your girlfriend. I don't know how you can do that. First of all, I don't think it's.
Well, no, because there are
in 2015, they can't do that.
There are companies that do not allow you to date within your company because it affects.
Even if it's hot girl and hot girl. Sadly.
I'm going to say.
Cash, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, whatever.
They can come work at my company. I wouldn't mind.
This one will make you happy. Boxer Adrian Broner, who, by the way, has a net worth of $3 million. That's it. This guy isn't Mayweather. He's a nice boxer. He was recently at a strip club. He had $50,000 he pulled out there. He cashed in. He was absolutely disgusted when he found some $20 bills mixed in with his hundreds. This is on video. So he starts ripping them up and throwing them away because 20s, I don't carry 20s, he said. So he's just ripping up $20 bills and throwing them in the trash can. And because they're not 100. He only carries Benjamins, he says. God, you gotta love boxers. Like, they act like this will never end. They all act like,
that's what happens when you get hit in the head too many freaking
times. I said, if you're Mayweather, you know what, you can afford to rip up a couple 150 in 20s. You can get away with it. This guy's, he's got $3 million. But if you brain dead to do anything else, the money's gonna run out. So I love that. I love seeing these people blow their money. I can't wait to see them in the next ESPN 30 for 30 episode. Former NFL running back Michael Bennett, former first-round pick, by the way, he was arrested for forging his girlfriend's parents' signatures to take out $325,000 in loans.
That's bars.
Now, what you know, when he put out this money, do you know what he took it out for? Of all things, to go shopping. That's it. He went shopping.
That's some good clothes.
Bought a car, bought some clothes. That's what he bought. That's what he needed loans for.
Yeah.
They got a home equity loan to go shopping, not for real estate. Nothing.
Hey, you only live once.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I know. And this is on a previous wall. I probably mentioned this guy, the former Fresno State football player Chris Pryor. He put out he put out this little message on an app about how he's going to shoot up the school and he's going to make it rain with bullets or something like that. He was kicked off the team. Obviously, he's now also banned from the school's campus and he's facing felony charge for criminal threat. So. I said, I think it was 2 weeks ago I mentioned this, you can't do that. You can kick out the team. Now it's even worse than that. He can't go to school anymore, and he's getting arrested, facing a felony. So no more. You can't make jokes about that. Not anymore. Not in 2015. You can get it back in the day. Derek Jeter is being sued by a Swedish underwear line, Frigo, I believe is how it's pronounced. He backed out of a deal because he was supposed to be the face. It's only in Sweden, and he's all over the commercials there. But they want to come to America. They bring it to America. They want Jeter, obviously. Hey, be our guy. And he goes, no. I'm not doing this. Not America. You can't put my face on here. I can't do it. So, okay, we'll do 50 Cent. He also owns part of the company, mind you. So they said, we'll get 50 Cent. He goes, no. You can't get 50 Cent. He's too urban for this line. It'll make us look too urban. You don't want to do that. They got out. They're suing him now because of this, because he backed out of a deal. And he blocked the deal at 50. He said about this. He took to Instagram to denounce his Yankee, because he's a known Yankees fan. So he denounced his Yankee ship. First of all, Derek Jeter is half black, so apparently he's not a fan of urban blacks, according to Derek Jeter. Yeah, 50 Cent too urban.
Oh boy!
Redskins defensive end Jason Hatcher claimed in a post-game interview after they just got completely blown out by Carolina. He said the refs are singling them out every single game for penalties because of their offensive team name. Do you, honest to God, think that has anything? They think it crosses their mind. You know what? That could have been a holding. It may not have been a holding, but I'm going to throw the flag in it because you're the Redskins, and I'm offended by that. I used to make fun of Flyers fans, because Flyers fans are always, it's not our fault, it's the refs' fault. The refs are mad because we're the bullies. We were the bullies 25 years ago, and they still use that as their excuse. Jason Hatcher's using that excuse.
That's some Donald Trump shit there, man.
We're the Redskins, so they're calling penalties on us that we wouldn't normally get.
Yeah.
How about this one? You can always find great stories from international soccer, just from these random games. A commentator calling a Costa Rican soccer game, he got the commentator in the booth got a red card and ejected for criticizing the ref. I don't know how word got back to the ref that he was being very critical on the mic, and he got tossed, got a red card.
Can they do that?
Apparently, they did. So I don't know if you can or not.
Was it the play-by-play guy, or
I don't know if it was the analyst. I couldn't understand what he was saying, to be honest. I heard the video, and all I heard was terrible, and awful, and he was coming at him, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. But yeah, you got to get the boot. So I would love to see that one of these, from these. You love announcers. You love the way they announce it. Well, you'd love to get some personal foul penalties.
Come on, man.
No, I was just talking about other ref.
Well, okay.
You always play the refs. Doug Flutie.
I had no problem with refs this week.
There you go.
I'm
at the commentating. You have a problem with the commentating.
Well, soccer commentators. No, first of all,
commentating.
Soccer commentators don't get to call many goals.
He likes Kruk.
So when they do,
we've established he likes Kruk, though.
You got to take advantage when you score. Doug Flutie had a rough day. I don't.
How does that happen?
What? Flutie, you heard about this?
He whack his mom and dad.
No, he didn't. Obviously, I don't want to make light of the situation, but his father passed away Wednesday morning. About an hour later, his mom passes away too from the same thing. They both had heart attacks.
Yeah,
broken heart, man.
Broken heart. Yeah,
it happens.
That's crazy.
How does that happen that fast?
He woke up. He woke up Wednesday morning and had 2 parents. He went to bed that same day and had none.
He took a nap in the afternoon and had none. What are you talking about going to bed?
He watched an episode of Walking Dead, which was great last night, by the way.
Oh.
It was a great episode last night. Glenn's back. Spoiler alert.
Glenn.
Yes. Yeah. Model Liz Dickinson, she finally settled her lawsuit. She was I don't know if you ever saw this video. She was the model who allowed Kevin Kline, who is apparently some
actor.
Yeah, hacked her. Yeah.
Dave.
Well,
Silverado.
There was a stunt at the play
Wild West.
for Playboy. A stunt for Playboy where she had she put a golf tee in her butt, and Kevin Kline teed off on it.
Missed.
Well, yeah, he missed. He got way too much cheek. No. Way too much cheek. And there's pictures of her cheek, and it was.
I love Hollywood.
It was nasty. She had a big nasty. He's married
bruise. To Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, she obviously sued them for that. Even though, I mean, what do you put in the lawsuit? Like, I knew I was gonna get a T hit on.
You got to get some paper signed before you do some shit like that.
I knew you were gonna hit a golf ball on my ass on a tee, but it didn't go as planned. I don't know, but she's $500,000 richer. In case you guys are wondering.
They settled?
They settled, yeah. They settled. The NHL All-Star game is going to be changing. I don't know if you heard this one. Kind of a wild. It's a wild one. So, yeah, obviously, instead of the fantasy draft, which I like the fantasy draft. I thought the fantasy draft was fun for the NHL.
Well, the two captains picked it, right?
But the way they're doing it now, yeah, it's division versus division versus division versus division. So the first period will be like the I don't know what the divisions are called, Pacific versus the
Metropolitan.
But yeah. And then the second period is this versus this, and the 2 winners play in the third period. I mean, it's all gonna be 3-on-3 for the record. It's all 3-on-3 the whole time.
I had to sue the NHL for that 3-on-3 shit, man. And that was my thing 5 years ago, 4 years
ago. Oh, being progressive.
Man.
I mean, like I said, and I'm fine with it because All-Star games are such a joke as it is. It
doesn't matter.
Just make it as shtickish as possible.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because what's worse, other than the Iverson All-Star game? Remember Iverson in the MVP? He actually went out and they actually played that game hard. Came back and won after be down 30 points. I haven't seen an All-Star game in any league, especially NFL one. The NFL one is
it's a joke.
They should just play touch football.
They should.
A lot more. See them guys play in shorts and running passes and playing touch would be a lot better than seeing them play tackle.
Yeah. It's bad. Got a couple more things here. Former Philly, he's always been a pinch hitter his whole career. Russell Branyan, I remember his era here. He was arrested for breaking into his ex-wife's home. He took some things, and this is the best part. This is what he did. Diabolical. He turned her thermostat all the way down to get her bill higher and to get her cold. What a! I love that. That's what he did.
Same time.
On his way out, he turned the thermostat all the way down, set it on, not auto. He put on. That's a badass right there. That's a badass. I'm not just gonna take your stuff.
Wait a second. Get the bill up?
Yeah, because you're pumping AC. You're pumping AC
on a 1 day hit.
I don't know how long the time frame before she got back was.
Oh, she wasn't there. Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't there. Yeah. He's a scumbag. Yeah. She probably came home to a whopping Pico bill. Well, it's probably not Pico, but yeah, I love that. I love the fact he did that. That's how you fight dirty. That's fighting dirty. There's not. I don't know how bad college football is, and it's not that college football is bad, really.
Your girlfriend watching this?
No, she does work right now.
Good for her.
But there's 41 bowl games, which is entirely too many. If you're doing the math, that's 82 teams. Obviously, there's only about 130 in college football, so way more teams are making than not. Now, obviously, to be bowl eligible, all you need to do is be 500. There's not enough bowl eligible teams. There's only 71 teams that are bowl eligible right now. There are 14 teams that can be bowl eligible in the last week of the season. But still, they would need 11 of those 14 to win. Odds of that happening are not very good. So they don't know what they're going to do at this point. They have to make some kind of exception for Because how excited are you going to be to see the 5-7,
just so much
the
money
5-7 UMass Minuteman against the 4-8 Kentucky Wildcats,
and the Cash Scrotum Bowl
and the Sports Goombahs Bowl.
Is that a $7 million bowl though? That's
it's all the money. We know it's all the money.
Yeah. So the more balls they make, they don't care what we think. They care what they put in their pocket. We're willing to watch those games.
Yeah, but have you seen some of these games?
Terrible.
Not the game itself, but you see the stands, and there's like 1,000 people there.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have an incentive to have people go there, I guess.
Yeah, when there's no one to watch. But
well, if you're in the shit ball, I guess you don't show up. I mean, if you're in at least I don't even know anymore what the bowl.
If you have a losing record, you're not going to a decent bowl.
If you look at the ball game,
you're playing 4 weeks before Christmas.
Right.
You're playing like
the top 4 bowls don't even call it. The Rose Bowl isn't called the Rose Bowl anymore, is it?
It is. That's still called the Rose Bowl game. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah, that's it, man.
We're playing in the Super Bowl game. No, that sounds ridiculous. And finally, this is our two worlds colliding right here. Now, I told you before on a recent wall report, how Rousey was not happy with Bieber. Rousey was not happy with her after he apparently shunned his sister for a photo op in France. Well, Bieber, he apologized. He said, "I'm sorry, I don't remember this happening." But this is about 15 seconds later in the same interview, he then rips Rousey. He was asked, "What's the one thing you want to improve on outside of music?" He responds, "Boxing." He said, "Did you see Rousey? She got knocked out cold." He said, "Oh my God, she got knocked out so bad. Yeah, she got like pummeled." That's what he said. You don't rip Rousey like that. He's So I know that's your girl, and that's my boy. So
you're sitting here and saying that Bieber's your boy.
Bieber's my boy. Oh yeah, I'm on Team Bieber.
I got
a side bone.
I can reevaluate this year, man.
I got a side bone to pick with you about this. Now, if you're on the show right now, you see
happened to my show.
You see the top right corner up, and you see that lovely SG tracks. We got some music for you, but we got many songs on there. Cashy's very anti-Bieber. I put Bieber's latest tracks on there.
Here's the deal.
Did he take them all?
No, he's messaged me on numerous occasions. Take that shit off my website.
Okay, and I'm not going to say it again. Okay, this is my last time I'm telling you. Get the Bieber shit off.
It's not going down. You better find out a way to do it yourself.
Delete that whole thing. I don't want any of my guys. I don't want my guys.
Who are your guys?
Listening to that song. Put them in a bed.
That's right. None of my guys come on that website and get to see Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber makes Frank Sinatra look like a pussy.
That's it for the wall report. You can't say that on the Sports Goombahs.
I just said it.
You wait. You can't do that here.
Justin Bieber.
We got Dino up there.
Justin
can't do that
Bieber
here.
would knock out Dean Martin with one punch with his weak hand.
I don't know about that.
With his weak hand.
You can't say that on my show. You can't say that. You can't say that about Frank on the Sports Goombahs.
Throw some auto tune and a hot beat, and Bieber would make the song a good song. Bieber is going nowhere, except into your ears.
Listen, this is what you got to do. I don't really want to have to cut all this, but you got to stop with the Bieber stuff on the Sports Goombah. You get that shit off that music thing there. I'm just going to delete the whole music thing.
No Bieber.
My guy.
No wall. I'm out of here.
Then you make that decision yourself because that's the deal.
I ride for my team.
Listen, this guy ain't no rider for anybody's team. Nobody knows what team he's even on. Hey, man, he's on the goofball team. All right, because there's not one goddamn song in that guy's whole repertoire that's worth listening to. None. Zero.
That is so false.
And there's no way you're a fan of this guy.
I'm a huge fan.
There's no way.
I bought a CD. I haven't bought a CD in years.
I
bought it's in my car right now.
There's no way you're hanging with your crew playing this guy.
Absolutely am. The entire drive to here, I'm listening to Bieber.
Oh, I'm sick to my stomach here.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Listen, if you want to listen to Bieber, that's fine. But get him the hell off our website.
The fans want to listen to Bieber.
Nah, you want to see the fans?
How many 16-year-old girls are listening to this show?
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what's depressing me right now.
He likes men.
Yeah, he damn right he likes men.
No. I actually meant men like him. I ripped him while I was trying to defend him.
What are you talking about? Get him the hell off.
I meant men like Bieber.
I'm whacking that whole music thing unless you take Bieber off. You can leave the rest of that crap you have on there.
But
Bieber comes on, you get some guy.
Like Bieber.
Bieber.
You get some goddamn Sinatra on that thing. Put a little bit of any of my shit you put on it. Just get that Bieber off there.
I just got a message from somebody who just said that that I suck and nobody talks ill of Sinatra.
There you go, man. Yeah, that's right.
That's getting an instant block.
Yeah, instant block on
Block.
that. Yep.
Send me your Bieber tweets.
You better watch how you start your car tomorrow.
Hashtag justice for Bieber.
Oh man, Shevitz. All right, this is our Thanksgiving Day show. This is your second Thanksgiving with the Sports Goombahs,
It is,
right?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Once again, yeah, Mike, you won't be here on Wednesday. We will not have the fantasy show, but we'll
be there.
We'll have something up on the site. His plays, don't plays, and his good, bad, and the ugly, or whatever that is. Let's see. I'm thinking, what am I thankful? What do we thank God for? We're thankful. I don't thank God, whatever. But instead of being thankful for something like this, I want to be thankful that thank God this has already happened. It's done. It's over with. And to me, I'm glad the Eagles season's over with because I'm tired of sitting down in front of my TV on Sundays preparing to watch that crap anymore. And right now, I just won't do it. And the only reason I'll be watching it on Thursdays because I'm cooking and it's going to be on TV. Other than that, I don't want to watch it anymore. After 10 games this year, what are they? It's 10th game or 11 games, right? What are they? They're 4 and 6, right?
Eagles
4 and 6. So they played 10 shitty games. Football. Even the ones they won were shitty, okay, and unenjoyable to watch. Okay, a couple plays here and there, they won some football games. But I'm thankful that they stink and it's over with this season. It's done. I don't care if they win out. It's still not going to be worth nothing because it's not going to win the playoffs. So I'm thankful that it's done. It's finally shown its face. What I had to. I was wrong about Chip Kelly. I thought this guy was not a genius, but I thought he had something new in the NFL. And I've been told over and over throughout the years, the NFL is smarter than everybody else. They're smart marketers, and they got smarter people can figure stuff out. That's why teams need to change. And that's what makes Tom Brady so good. Because he's managed to do this stuff for the last 13 years, consistently winning, when the NFL is very good at picking you apart. And they picked Chip Kelly apart, and that's what's happened to him right now. And I don't think he knows how to come back from it, from what he knows from college. So I'm thankful that it's done. I think it's done.
B?
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
Well, when it comes to what I'm thankful for, and again, it's you're looking for something you're thankful that's over. Thankful that's on the flip side of that, I'm thankful for how bad the Phillies are here. I love it because it was number one, it got Ruben out of here. And number two, we have something. I feel like we finally have something to look forward to when it comes to for the Phillies. Number one overall pick. That's exciting. Even if the player ends up being a bust, which I mean, pray to God that he's not. Hey, when you get the first overall pick in any sport, it's just exciting, and it's going to be something exciting. All these trades you made, we traded off Cole and Rollins, and the whole face is pretty much gone. I'm very thankful for the future of the Phillies, and you said we don't know what they're going to get out of it, but the fact that we have something, because look at this crap we're looking at when it comes to the Philly, to the Eagles and the Flyers, and even though granted, it's just maybe we have the greatest farm system in the world for the Flyers. I just don't know. I have no idea. But even the Sixers, he
doesn't know either. So.
Like I said, the Sixers
history spells itself, man.
The Sixers have a piece or two, but that's nothing to get really bad excited about. But I'm so thankful for the we finally just bottomed out. No, enough of this 35-year-olds from top to bottom in the lineup. I was sick of it. I was so sick of it. And we talk about this a lot during the season. I had fun watching the Phillies at times this year. Once they finally rid themselves of this, I had fun watching some of these guys. So I'm thankful for them.
There's a future in the Phillies. There's a future, in especially their position.
For all we know, and in baseball, it takes a while. It may take 7 years. Look at the Cubs and the Rays. It took a while for them to turn around.
Kansas City that long. They flipped it up.
Yeah, no, it took them a while.
Well, it
took them 15 years.
Well, no, but I mean when they started to run with this team,
that's what I'm saying. But we may be bad for a while, but if you can get, we have first overall this year. You string together top five picks. That's a core. Yep. That's a really good core, and that's something that's fun to watch. I mean, with the Cubs, what they have, the Chris Bryant and all the Ket Schwarber, all these guys, they were all drafted early, and this is what they have now. Same thing with the Royals. With the Royals
patience. Baseball, you gotta have patience.
Hosmer and Gordon, all these guys, they didn't trade for these guys. They didn't sign these guys. They're fun. That's what I like.
I'm grateful that the Sixers, because I want to believe in them again.
We lost tonight again.
Yes, yeah. I'm grateful for them.
He covered.
Hey, I'm grateful at the fact that they're still going to stink. That we're going to get another good player, hopefully, in the draft next year, and then in 2-3 years, that everything is going to come together. That's what I'm hoping for. Because
I think you're thankful that they're stink just to take the pressure off your stinky Flyers. That's what I think you're thankful for. I'm thankful there's another distraction. You know what else I'm thankful for? and I never thought I'd say this. I'm thankful for Trump. How entertaining is this?
This is the legend. He's a legendary.
I thought this was
legendary
be,
run for president.
I thought it was going to be a 1 month, like, okay, hardy har har, get out of here now. But people are actually running with this.
I'm as stunned as you are about this Trump stuff. And
you follow politics more than I do.
But
from an outsider, I just assumed, okay, this isn't going to last.
I had a conversation with a gentleman today. I was doing a case for him, and he's very political. He worked in Washington during the in the Carter years, a little after the Carter. At the Carter years, he worked for American Express. And we had a long conversation about politics and the stature of the presidency in this country, or what's happened from the Kennedys onto this into this area right now, and to see, and he's a staunch Republican too, and to see what is actually up there running for president, running for the highest, most powerful spot, so they say, in the world.
The doctor, right. There's a
he's not, it's
businessman.
It's so deplorable this is where it's come to, and you don't want to make the presidency become family type thing, because that's how the old government were running in Europe, where families started running things, where you had the
Kings and Queens.
Clintons and the Bushes. You know what I mean? You had them running for years and years, and that's what you don't want to have in this country. And what Trump has done is he's exploited everything, but he's done it to a point now where he's got the rah-rah saying, yeah, this is what we want, not knowing that the guy that they really want to do it sounds so good up there at the
podium. It's an outside the box thinking, though.
Yeah, but
I kind of like the fact that
I liked it. I like it too.
It's not the point. It's if he gets the spot, what happens once he gets in the chair.
I understand, but let's just before we go into
you find out. So you find out. Name anybody.
That's not a job. How many people want to find out on the job?
We found out the last 8 years. I'm not knocking. I'm not even going to say a disparaging word, but if you're talking about who has more experience, then look at Obama was only in the Senate for how many years? 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, but
that's it. Okay, go back to Bush was in the Senate longer. The other Bush was in the Senate longer. Clinton was in a governor. He ran a state. People have a lot more experience. The last 6 presidents had a lot more experience than Obama did, and you're going to knock a guy who's built up like $7 billion companies.
I think
that's not when you're running a company like that. It's not. You got to have relationships outside of business when you run a company.
I don't agree with this right now, because what I was thinking, I was just going to say, like, I think. Why not somebody? You're telling me that Bill Gates wouldn't be probably a successful president? I'm sure he'd be great at it.
But he's not a goofball. He's not somebody to make fun of.
You guys got me wrong. I don't mind the type. I don't mind what Trump is. I mind the man himself. That guy.
Yeah,
that guy.
He's a radical
prick with his 6 wives and the big mouth. You can't piss the world off. Okay, you can be the most powerful man in the world, but you can't piss everybody off. Here's a guy who might go to me, and you can't talk like that. You can't separate people.
Why?
I know
why?
Because it's funny to me.
So you would rather have somebody blow smoke up your ass and tell you lies.
I'm not saying blowing smoke up.
But if he's not doing, look, let's face it. We've seen Donald Trump now since what, 30 years now. He's been in the spotlight, and he's always been like this. You know what you're getting. This shouldn't be a freaking surprise to you. Okay, right? Am I wrong?
I just think it's hilarious.
It's a comedy show. Yeah, I can see
it is exactly. It's funny.
I can see his wife being the first lady. Okay, I can see that going down real well too.
She's the hottest first lady of all time.
And here's the thing. You got to wonder. The fact that he said that he would even be thinking about Ted Cruz as his running mate makes me want to throw up right there. Okay, that's even more of a problem. Right. So you know what? And I don't. It's just. Listen, you can't have a what do you call him? A carnival barker as your president of the United States. You can't do it because you got to but you can make all the faces you want over there, man. But you have to understand, you got to have some kind of prestige in life. You got to have some kind of, you just can't separate yourself from everybody. He doesn't have, it's not like he's the kind of president where everybody's going to fall into. It's all radical with them. You can't get up there and say certain things if you want to get the vote, number one. Okay, and so you just can't go up there and say, I'm going to bomb these people. I'm going to build a wall there and just yap. What these Republicans do all the time is just say what the Democrats can't do, but never say what they're going to do. Okay, I'm going to build a wall. How many times can you get them to say the same freaking thing?
He said he's going to do it.
Do what? Build a wall?
Build a wall.
I'll tell you what.
But you just said they don't tell you what they're going to do, so you're contradicting yourself already.
Because the stupidity of you thinking that
next week on the political
he's going to walk up and build a wall. You know what, Trump? Okay, he wants to be the big guy. He's got all that money and all this freaking cash. Go there now before he becomes the president. Take some of his big billions of dollars, go down there to the Mexican border and start building the freaking wall. Show us. Maybe that'll get him real votes. Instead of talking about it with all his cash, go build the wall. Why would he? Let me ask you something.
I'll tell you why.
Why would he build the wall now?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he probably couldn't get the permits for it.
That's a
right?
answer. You don't have a.
No, I'm telling you. Okay. So that will take like
Oh
6
my
months
God.
to
Have
clear
a
all
serious
that.
political debate in the Sports Goombahs show.
Yeah, but you're going to talk like that. Build the wall. Go build it. He would build a hotel in Vegas.
Through all the legal channels, take 6 years. I mean, you're. That's just a stupid, moronic question and statement right there. It is.
So
it is.
Yeah. Build the wall. That's.
He's already told you what he's going to do the last 25, 30 years.
What's he going to do?
He's gonna run it like a business.
He's gonna run
He's gonna hold. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and he's gonna be able to get the Democrats and Republicans all to agree on all the shit that he's talking about. That's what you forget. Well, that's
because they're all in agreement now, Cashy. Right? I mean, come on, you can't be this stupid.
You can sit here and say, "Oh, Donald Trump's gonna do it," but if it's a Democratic Senate or a Democratic House, he's gonna have problems with that stuff. He's just not gonna say he's gonna do it and over.
It's the same exact thing now.
It doesn't have to be the player. It's the system that doesn't work, not the players in this country.
Well, all right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you
keep every time I change my answer, you change your question.
That's how he gets you.
I know.
I think, you know what?
It's like Roddy Piper.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Jimmy Snow. I feel like I got a coconut.
I don't know what
today.
you feel like, but you think Donald Trump is an actual presidential person.
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
I don't see why not either.
You will see it.
I'm telling you. You think this is all for? This is all for the cameras and all for show. It's bullshit. He's done this for the last 30 years.
What has he done?
You said he says what he's on his mind.
What has he done to make him be the president? What has he done? Anything?
He's a successful businessman.
He's a very, very successful businessman.
He's also got money gifted to him, okay, from day one.
He loaned $1 million from his father to build his business.
He was loaned $1 million.
His father to build his business.
And he's also chaptered out here and there. He's blown business. He's closed things down. He's opened things up. He's played.
Do you know the stats on that?
Oh,
because you're not. We're not a stats political show. Are we?
Pull the stats out.
Pull the stats out.
Pull the stats out.
He's a stats millionaire.
Let me pull my pants down and pull them out my ass. That's where they come from. His stats.
He's a stats millionaire. He's just one of those.
Because he can't back up his argument.
He's good for his fantasy pool because he gets a good
Cashy
stats.
argument. He can't back up his argument.
He's good for stats.
Donald Trump is president. Back up my argument.
Just fueling the flame. Fueling the flame.
Stupid. It's the actors too. Stupid. They make horrible presidents too. Peanut farmers and they make good presidents and stuff like that, right? Okay. So I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what your background and character is anymore.
When you get up there and you rip everybody and you
I don't rip anybody.
I'm not talking about you, Schnook. You're not running for president, man. I'm talking about when you run for president, you get up there and you start ripping Mexicans and everybody else, and you're gonna do this.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He ripped illegal immigrants. Came in the country illegally.
He loves Mexicans. He
doesn't
like when they're illegal, though.
He loves everybody. You understand when you hear him talk? I love this guy. They love me. We love everybody. I love you. I like
ELE. Everybody love everybody.
Make me the president so I can finally do something I can give myself in my hand.
You know what?
I never did nothing.
I'll tell you what. Let's just reward all the people that come into the country illegally. You know, waive it. Give them all the free money, all that shit. Take it from Donald Trump. Who cares? You know.
Yep. He's your man. He can't do it. No one can.
You know who should be president? Justin Bieber.
Yeah, the two of them. That'll be his vice president. The two
He'd be better than that little whiny, sniveling piece of garbage, Frank Sinatra.
I gotta end the show before we get shot.
They're gonna blow us up. Even I don't diss Frankie.
Yeah, you're smarter than that. All right, Cashy the King, Chef. I got Mikey the Wall here.
Chef Trump to the left.
Trump to the left. Yeah, we're gonna start the show over again for Christ's sake.
Now, Cashy, before we get out of here,
yes,
you said to me, off air, that you were bragging about your athletic prowess, and you had the audacity to tell me that they showed the commercial with the punt, pass, and kick. The little kids doing that. You had the audacity to see that commercial, and you told me that you can beat me.
I didn't say you beat you.
Yeah, but
I didn't say I could beat you.
Okay,
I never said that.
All right, let's see steps down. Could you beat the chef?
Okay.
All right.
I'll punch you, I'll pass you, I'll kick you. Fine, my man. He's a little younger, but you're closer to me. I think I could do it. We can wager.
It's gonna happen.
You can outpass me? I'll throw a football?
I could get you 2 out of 3 though.
Set a date and
2 out of 3
time.
what?
Of the three categories.
Which one?
Doesn't matter. 2 out of 3.
I'll take you on that. Punt, pass, and kick. Huh? Okay. We'll have to wager something. Cashy King, Chef, Mikey the Wall, Sports Goombahs. Thanks for joining us.